Hello and welcome to this weekly edition of the D&D show. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope you're all well.
Yeah, all good.
Good. Hello. Sean's still on mute. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
He'll work it out in a minute. So we've got a couple of viewers already. Amazing.
Hello.
Here he is.
Hey.
So brilliant. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody. We'll do some instruction in a second, but we do have a couple of viewers already. So to the couple of people who are watching, you may notice that we have an extra player today. So we'll start with him. So we originally were supposed to have 4 players. One dropped out before we started streaming or playing, and we were looking for another. And one of our old friends reached out to us. His name's Sean. Sean, introduce yourself, mate.
Hello, I'm Sean, and I'm an old friend.
There we go. You excited?
Yeah, I've literally spent a week just doing all of this character stuff and figuring out all of this program. So I hope I can do it, right? Please forgive me if I don't.
Don't worry about it. It's exactly what this is about. Yeah, as we said in the previous episodes, it was always a show by beginners for beginners. Learn how to play. Gavin's never played until a couple of weeks ago, and hopefully, if the idea is that any viewers who are brand new to the hobby might also find it interesting to learn how to play. So it's cool. You're in good company, mate. Don't worry about it.
Good.
Let's move on. Gavin, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good here, mate. All good here.
Good. Jamesy boy.
Yep, I'm doing good. Raring to go, mate.
Awesome. And Lisa, I swear, I don't know if you were always last. I think you were first last week, actually. So Lisa,
I think I was first last week.
There we go.
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm glad that Virgin Internet has sorted itself out today.
Yeah. I was worrying this morning. Luckily,
that would have been a problem.
Yeah. Well, I got rid of Virgin years ago. So yeah. Who cares? I don't have. Right. What have you been up to this week? Anything exciting? Sean's just been learning.
Just
D&D.
been doing this,
Yeah.
messaging Luke endlessly about what I can and can't do.
That's cool. No, it's been really fun building the character with you and kind of going through everything. So it's been fun.
Nice, I've enjoyed it.
Anyone else do anything exciting this week?
No.
I live streamed on Sunday.
I saw that on
Did a
Facebook.
concert.
Yeah, how did it go?
It was good. It was very spur of the moment and not prepared at all. I think I might do that every Sunday because I miss gigging. And my phone calendar keeps popping up with gigs that we were supposed to be doing, Sean included as well. And it's kind of depressing. So I'm sort of trying to fill the time with a bit of that.
In some ways, it's nice that you're got in your kind of career as performers that you've got that far, really. Back when I was in a band and stuff, back with Gavin years and years ago, we were scrounging for gigs like it was impossible. So
I forgot to reply to you, Luke, about the band. You was at the Stars in Their Eyes night with us, weren't you?
That's right. Yeah, me and Gavin.
Yeah.
I think we were still called Blue Harvest back then. It was turned into Near Death Experiment metal band. Yeah, that's right. A couple of viewers back in Romford back in the old days. There used to be a regular kind of rock and metal alternative night, and once every year they did a Stars in Their Eyes competition. Local bands got together. Me and Gavin and some other people in our band, we did Slipknot. You guys did the B-52s.
It was the B-52s.
Yeah, that was fun. It was.
We only had 3 songs.
It was a long time ago. Long time.
Was one of them Rock Lobster?
Do you know what? It wasn't, funnily enough.
We're ready.
Did they have any more songs than just Love Shack?
Yeah,
what did we do?
Rock Lobster, Love Shack,
Private Idaho.
Private Idaho, and the Flintstones theme.
Yeah. Can't forget the Flintstones theme tune, of course. Flak 30 says Battle of Bands at Hollywood's with Prong. Flak 30 says, whoever that is, and Old Tech Days, he says as well. So Flak 30.
Man.
That's obviously a Romford person as well. I don't.
Yay!
Sorry if I do know you and I'm pretending I don't know. Cool. Let's get the show on the road, I suppose. That's what we're all here for. Where were we? Who remembers the story so far?
Well, I know I've been dunked.
You sort of did the catch up last week, didn't you? So someone else, I don't know, Gavin or James, we could do like a roll off. When you three, Sean excluded, roll a d20, and whoever gets the highest has to remind everybody what happened last week.
Okay, wishing for a low roll.
Drop my pencil.
Oh.
Haha.
Okay. Yay!
I'm not on Roll20, so I don't know who got the highest. Who got the highest?
I did.
Oh, okay. Looks
Not
like you're doing
me.
it anyway. All right. Lisa, what happened? What the story so far? Where did we start? Where did we end last week?
We started by taking up the offer of some work from Burr's fourth cousin, Gundren. The idea was that we were going to escort a caravan of goodies to a mine in Phandelver. But as that was all kind of being planned and sorted out, there was some issues with a shapeshifter. Gav threw a chair. There was,
among other things.
there was a chase and an interrogation. Blue blood, I seem to remember, and then Gundren and the other dude left before us to head to the mines because they were concerned about his brother and the other family members that were there setting up.
That's it. Yeah, he's got two brothers, Nundro and Tharden. How's
Thank
that
you.
for some good old? I said this last week. Good old D&D names.
Yeah, right,
Proper
that's it.
dwarf names. Gundren,
Gundren.
Nundro, and Tharden. That's right. Yeah. So he was worried that his brothers were in danger and had to go and see that they were okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? That was the first.
Then-
That was the first week.
That was first week, and then the next week although we tried to argue, we did as we were told. We waited for the caravan to show. We left the town that we were in. Neverwinter? I don't know where we were. And then,
Winter, yep.
okay. And then we headed on the road, travelled for a day or two, and as we approached closer to Phandelver, we found what we believed to be Gundren's horses slain in the road and were quickly ambushed by goblins.
Cool.
We kicked their asses up into a tree, because we're happy about that. And then when we continued to follow the tracks of where we believed our allies to be taken, which I think was found by James, by Justin, the Justin escapes. Justice escapes. So that's the third game. We got to a cave. We tried to climb a chimney. That didn't quite work. We
I think you got to the top.
tried to not kill some wolves. That didn't quite work.
No.
And then we tried to continue into the caves, and for me, that didn't quite work. So there we are.
There we are.
I feel like that's as good as you're going to get from
Pretty
me.
much, yeah. So I think Bird did successfully manage to climb the chimney. It was a lot of pointless dice rolls, and then eventually you got to the top, saw that there was a big ass wolf and a bugbear, and you decided to see if there was a different way in instead of all three of you trying to climb up this chimney. You thought you'd try and find a different method of entry, of attack. And as you went in, it got darker and it started going uphill. Next thing you know, there was crashing water and the whole cave got flooded out. Burr and Justice managed to cling on to some rocks to save yourselves. But unfortunately, Millicent, you were washed out of the cave and took a small amount of damage. And that's about it. That's where you were at. Cool. So let me take you guys over to the map. Back to where you were.
Yay.
Let me zoom myself out and get a better position. Okay. So there we
My name
go.
on it. Brilliant.
Yeah. So I've made a few amendments. So you were getting confused as to who was who. So you've now got names on your things
That's
there. You should now only be able to control your own token. I've made that change because before there was problems grabbing the wrong token. So hopefully that works. But you look like you're on a bridge, but you're not. You're just underneath it. I'm actually going to
underneath the bridge, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to move you back a little bit there. And there, as you kind of got swept back a bit and then managed to cling onto those kind of steps and stuff, basically, around there. That'll do. Of course, our viewers cannot see where we are, so let's give them a view of where we are. There we go. Right, I can ignore OBS now. Let's have a look at this. Right. So, did someone just speak? Did I imagine that? No. Okay.
You imagined it.
I imagined it. just echoing probably. Cool, and there we are. Millicent, you've been washed out of the cave.
No.
What do you do?
Has the water flow kind of
It's starting
subsided
to
enough?
yeah, it was a massive wave. It washed you out and took you out, but it's sort of kind of with the wave, it's just gone over you, and you've just been left down here.
Well, I'm going to try and drag myself up onto the bank, probably on this side, so I can grab hold of a branch or something,
Okay.
and shake off like a wet dog. I don't know.
You can certainly do that. What I would like you to do is roll a perception, please.
Mm-hmm. 12.
12. Lovely. Give me a second. Sorry.
Right.
Token. I'm not prepared enough. Where is the fucking token for the fucking thing?
I don't know any DM that ever thinks they're prepared enough anyway, Luke. So.
Well, I can't find a token for it, so don't worry. Okay, a 12. Right. Okay, hiding as you're climbing yourself up the bank there. You do notice a wolf kind of floating around in the bushes down the south, kind of back from where you originally came from, watching you.
Okay. Any more of those rations left on me?
Yeah, you backpack, I assume. You never said that you didn't.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to chuck it a ration over there. I'm like, good boy.
Okay, roll an animal handling check, please.
Nine.
Okay. The wolf does not seem all that interested in it, and it's watching you, and it obviously knows now that you are there, and has noticed it, and it
I
starts.
have food.
It starts edging up to you, slowly.
Crossbow.
Not aggressively, but defensively.
Well, I'll defensively get my crossbow out.
Are you gonna?
Until it jumps me, I'm not going to fire, but I want to try and back up towards the cave entrance if I can.
Okay. Cool. You do that. Give me another second because I'm still trying to work out how to work roll 20. Good audio, this.
Oh, you take okay.
Podcast Prime for the.
Yes.
Anyone know any songs or?
Wrong.
Not that we have the license to.
When you are a bard, you could sing
Oh, yeah.
to the wolf.
Do happy
Because-
birthday.
All four of you are real life musicians. You could always just sing a song.
Yeah, don't just pick on me.
Oh, we D&D band.
You could. There's a podcast out there. Bombarded, they're called Bombarded.
Oh, I see.
Which I've listened to in the past. They're pretty cool, and their whole campaign is a set of they're all bards, and they've all multi-classed into different classes as well, so that they're actually useful.
Like super,
But yeah,
super
and
group, isn't it?
yeah, and throughout their adventure, they actually on the spot improv and write songs and stuff for it, and they were pretty cool. It was
Amazing.
impressive. It was definitely something different compared to anything else. So anyway, shout out to Bombarded. Check them out on all of your good podcast catchers. Let me try this again. No, that didn't work either. So fuck it. All right. So you got your crossbow out. I'll just do it out loud. Are you going to shoot it? What are you going to do?
As soon as it starts to aggress towards me, I'm going to try and get a shot off.
So you're going to kind of ready an action just in case. All right.
That is exactly what I'd like to do.
Okay. Should have prepared this sooner. Let's see if that gets noticed or not. Nope. Nope. Okay. Roll 20 is rubbish, isn't it? It just isn't it? What do you mean you can't find it? You're talking out your backside.
They have had like maintenance issues
No, I know.
in the last 48 hours. I don't know if that was worrying me as well. It's like roll 20 goes down, then the internet goes down.
I'm going to try it one more time. If it doesn't
Go
work,
for it.
then I will just have to describe it.
The wolf disappears.
Yeah, the wolf just fucks off.
Please do.
Okay, done. It's been rubbish. Okay, cool. So the wolf kind of freezes, uncertain of itself, and then transforms into this tiny little Radagast motherfucking looking gnome and says,
I prefer sweet stuff to savoury things. If you've got anything like that, chocolate, that kind of thing.
Amazing.
Okay, so I was. Millicent's going to look quite stunned for a moment. I will lower my weapon. Where the hell did you come from?
Hi. Well, that's a good question. I have that sort of information written down somewhere. bear with me. I'm on my way to Phandelver. Yes, is that correct?
Pronunciation's bang on.
that is
Yeah.
correct, yep.
Excellent. I'm on my way to Phandelver. I'm from Thunder Tree. Originally. I don't know how much more information you want for now.
Okay, forget all that.
You find
Yes.
What do I call you?
Well, my name's Fonking Ningle, but my friends call me Pock.
Pock.
So
Do you
Fonking Ningle.
Do you have a weapon?
Yes. I have a short bow and a dagger.
I feel like I'm going to regret asking you this, but
Okay.
do you think you could help
Yes.
me and my friends out rather
Yeah.
quickly?
What seems to be the problem?
We have a goblin infestation.
Pesky goblins. Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I
just cut him off and I was like, follow me.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Runs
So-
blindly into the cave.
I mean, like the how you found this is you did come across the ambush site with the goblins and the dead horses
Yes.
and everything, and followed all the tracks up here. Probably spoke to some kind of squirrel that was like, "Oh, there's people in danger and stuff." So
Kevin, the
probably
squirrel,
tells
yes.
you all of that stuff. Put him on the spot. And he's
Thank you. I panicked.
Meanwhile, you two are laying on the floor, kind of wet, clinging onto the wall.
All
What
right.
do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea to get out of the way of this river, maybe go
You
in
do
it.
see over there, yes, there is a tunnel over there that you could go to. You've yet to explore.
Well, I think we should go and check on Millicent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the honourable thing to do, actually. Yeah. I
I
forgot
mean, that's
about
probably what we should do first and go and see what's
He's like, bitch doesn't even know my name.
going on
Yeah.
outside.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Alright.
So if we could be like heading back towards the cave,
Yeah.
we'll probably meet halfway or something.
Cool.
Okey doke.
You're quite all right, Millicent.
Yes, I'm fine. Just a little bit damp.
And outside, you see this random little Radagast-looking motherfucker. No,
Hello.
may or may not have a little duck head.
Yes.
Pouch.
Watch out! It's a goblin.
So who's
Hello.
this then, Millicent?
Look, he seemed eager. I'm going to assume that I know that you followed the tracks. So you told me that on that little walk.
Yes.
He found the horses, followed the tracks, wanted to help out. Apparently, there was a conversation with a squirrel. I didn't really ask any questions. I figured we could use an extra pair of hands after we saw the bugbear dude. So I just asked him to come along.
Well, if he's willing to fight a bugbear, he's all right with me.
Yeah.
Yes, I've read about them.
Yeah.
It's, oh, absolutely.
Well, that should help.
So, what are you guys doing here? How did you end up in this cave with bugbears and goblins?
It's a long story that might have to wait till tonight.
That's
go.
fine. I can wait.
We should go kill them.
Yes, why not?
What do you reckon?
Sounds like a plan.
If you'll have me, that'd be great.
Unless we do, I mean, if we can take a rest, that's fine, because I'll have all my stuff back.
Someone in
Yeah.
the chat's just told me how to do what I was trying to do. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Unfortunately, I wasn't looking at the chat at the time, but cheers all the same.
This is the useful thing of showing them your stream.
Yeah, so basically there's a whisper function, so you can whisper things to people. And I was trying to whisper to Sean so that he could see what was going on, but I was doing it wrong. Anyway, carry on. Good piece of work.
Excellent.
What's that?
Right, so are we gonna rest then? Are we gonna camp up and rest before we go heading back into this cave?
We could camp up and take watches because, I mean, nighttime is when the goblins tend to roam about, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's mid-afternoon, to be fair. There's a good chance that somebody inside there knows that you're here. And
yeah, there's also, I hate to, I would love to take a rest, but I think there's some urgency to this if the tracks were a day ago already.
there is that
Yeah,
as well.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
that's
point.
true.
And have any of you really taken much damage or used many abilities that you need to rest for?
No, I'm on 12 hit points, I think.
It's just my lay on hands is down to 4, but that's all right.
Yeah,
And
but I
got
don't think
one
you've
spell
cast any
slot
spells, so you've still got cure spells and things.
Didn't
I
I-
haven't cast any spells, so
left. Didn't I class bless? Was that right?
I think you were going to, or rather, you said you did, and then we realised that it
I've
doesn't
still
do
got
what
one
we thought
heal
it was going
dice.
to do. So I said, don't worry
Right.
about it.
Okay, that'd be why when I turned it on, bless was still there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's not.
that checks out.
Cool. Yeah,
No,
well,
I
let's
don't
head
need
back in
I
then.
need a rest.
Okay, so don't worry about moving your pieces or anything. Where do you want to go? Do you want to try and carry on going the way that you were going, or
Well,
do
can
you...
we send? Do we know Puck is a shapeshifter into animals and such? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, technically, just so again, that people don't tell me off in the chat, and also because Sean knows, like,
Yes.
as a druid, technically you can only wild shape twice in a day, but we'll ignore the fact that was just all a little bit of flavour that you came in as a wolf. So I'm not going to say we're already down one wild shape for the day.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So theoretically, we could get him to turn into something and fly in if he's a bird or whatever.
Unfortunately, I can't fly just yet. This is I'm a bit too new.
Right. Okay.
But I have dark vision as a gnome, if that helps. I'm not sure any of my animal abilities would be too helpful just yet.
Fair play.
Do we know what caused the water? Did you see what caused the water there?
Just came out of nowhere.
We didn't see it, but we did see a little passageway up to the left, which looked like the water wasn't getting it. It looked drier than the river.
Well, perhaps we take our chances with the left path. It might be a bit safer.
So head up to the left-hand path, yeah?
I think so.
If we're all agreed.
Yeah?
I think if we're all on guard as well, like, get our weapons out.
Yes, I'll put the duck deeper into the bag just for now.
Get your dinner safe.
I'll introduce him later.
I'll definitely throw you a sort of, well, you're here now, look.
You hear a muffled quack.
Have you got a name for your duck?
Duck.
Just duck.
Yes.
Good name.
There's too many more other things to be worrying about, so duck it is.
Okay. All right. So you want to try and get in and have a look at that pathway that was over on the left-hand side. How are you going to do it, and who's going, and what?
Well, it was myself and Millicent had the dark vision, didn't we?
Mhm.
Was it?
Yeah.
Or
All three of you
Yeah.
have. I don't. I'm blind as a bat.
yeah,
I think I do.
Yeah.
You've got dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying. I suppose I want to try and show off a little bit to my new friends. I'll sort of head into the cave and see what's going on.
Cool.
go for it.
Cool.
I'll
So-
Follow me, guys.
I'll keep near to Justice to Scapes,
Yeah.
so he can put a hand on my shoulder if he needs to go see.
That's
Cool.
fine.
Cheers.
So again, unless
Help
we
me
get
out,
into
man.
like a combat situation, don't worry about moving your icons around just yet.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you're going to try and sneak in?
Yeah, I'll tread quietly
Just
if I can.
in gnome form.
Yeah, I think I'm fairly quiet anyway. I'll go in. How far have you guys been in before I step anywhere?
About 20 feet.
About 30.
All right, I'll do about 20 if I can. Just in case anything's moved in there.
So
Since you guys have come out.
that's fine. So
I mean, I'll try and be a bit quiet.
just roll me a stealth then if you're going to go quietly.
Let's roll.
Right. So just a
Roll.
D20
That's it.
and
I think you've got a +2.
do I add it?
Stealth
+2.
modifier.
Yeah, just 2 to stealth.
Nice. 12. Cool.
Okay.
Excellent.
I
Yeah,
tripped
let's
slightly.
roll.
Oh, you've got that down. Sweet.
Okay. So you get in about 20 feet or so, and let me just reveal this back up so you can see it as you come back in. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So you get to about there, but you've got dark vision, so you can probably see a little bit further than that. Roll me a perception.
I can't see his piece. Have you not put piece on, or is that just me?
He should have a piece.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I think
Oh,
I'm
right.
still down the bottom.
Oh, right, cool.
Yeah, just scroll down a little bit. He's just south of you guys on the river.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Right, okay.
So D20 +3.
Nice.
Oh,
Hey.
that's funny.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Natural 20.
Yay!
Okay, let me just do that for you. Okay, brilliant. Control K for the GM layer, and then Shift Control O for object layer. Boom. Yeah, so you see
Oh,
sneaking, crouched down on that bridge, 2 goblin-looking mother funsters. Do they see you? Your stealth was 12. Let's have a look. You're so little, and it's dark, and you're sneaking round that bend, and you're creeping to the wall. You don't think they've seen you. They haven't
Okay.
said anything. They haven't moved. They haven't spoken to each other. But you can see they are looking. They know something was there before.
Okie doke. I ask if anyone's gonna join me and tell them to not be too hastily. Oh, should I? Okay,
Yeah, so you want to go back and tell them that, oh, there's some goblins on that bridge.
that's a good point because I probably don't want to shout, do I?
Probably not.
I'll
Kind of made the same mistake that they made last time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll pop back and just say like, "Hey guys, look, I've just seen these 2 goblins on a bridge ahead. So we can probably go about to where I walked. But please be very quiet and be ready to kick off. Maybe
Yeah.
that's all I've got."
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. Looks like we're gonna have to go that way anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Let's do
Okay.
it.
definitely give a look of recognition as to say like, oh yeah, we didn't notice that before.
So, so I don't know. Is it? Jono, what do you reckon? Let's see what the chat have to say on this as well. So the people are talking in the chat, and they've got some advice, but it may be metagaming a little bit. But you're also brand new and don't know how to play your character. So the advice from
Yes.
my friend Luke, who's in the chat, which I would have given you as well, is that you could use your wild shape to something with a climb speed, so perhaps a spider or something, which would be inconspicuous. The other big advantage of a druid is you can turn into something big and nasty and soak up damage. So you've got options available to you. Don't forget about that. Your wild shape lasts for an hour, and you do only have 2 per day. So if you turn into like a spider to scout, then when you want to turn into something for a fight, that's it. You're done for the day. So use them sparingly and wisely.
Okie doke. I think I'll get everyone up there for now, and then I'll have a quick scan of all my information and try and figure out what my best next step is.
Okay. So do
How
you
long
want to try
do
and
these forms last, by the way? Just asking.
each form lasts an hour. Up to an hour. How it works is really clever, Druid. So for anyone watching doesn't know how Druid wild shape works, normally it depends which kind of subclass you choose at second level. It's called a Druid Circle. There's other options in other books, but in the main player's handbook, there's 2 options: Circle of the Land, which then there's various versions, or Circle of the Moon. Sean or Pock has taken Circle of the Moon, which is the more combat orientated one. So you get to turn into tougher and creatures, basically creatures of a higher challenge rating. So you can change twice per day up to a CR1 creature. It's pretty good, and each time will last an hour a day. So
Yeah, that's wicked.
yeah, it is wicked. It's a really good ability. What's great about it
If
is
used correctly.
it gives you extra abilities and extra hit points. So basically, as your basic character as a gnome, you've got like 14 hit points or something.
14. Yeah.
Once you drop down to 0, you're unconscious and potentially dying. But what happens is, if, for example, you turn it into like a bear and it's got 25 hit points, you instantly, even if you're only on 1 hit point left as a gnome, you instantly go up to 25 hit points. Then what happens is when you lose those 25 hit points, you don't die, you just turn back into a gnome. So if you've got 14 hit points as a gnome, you turn into a bear, you get 25 hit points, you lose your 25, you go back to a gnome with 14 hit points, and then you have to take another 14 before you die. So they're massive damage sponge. Yeah.
I think my strongest is a brown bear, and that's 34 hit points, and I've got a speed of 40 foot.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
11 armor though, slightly less.
yeah, so easy
armor.
to hit, but they do big damage and lots of hit points. So potentially, if you know, like he turned into a brown bear, he would have 35 plus 14 hit points before he dies. So they are tough as nails.
I'm glad you weren't a bear when I came out of the cave, because I think Millicent would have shit herself.
Yeah, I think I'm going to kind of inform the group and just get them to move up with me and then hand over to slightly more experienced people. I'm not entirely sure what to do just yet.
Flak 38 says, let's have a look. Yeah, it's not metagaming if it's a new player who doesn't know the character abilities, and he says brown bear good in combat. His mate always wild shapes into a bear. So.
Oh, okay.
They're good. Cool. So sorry guys, we've sidetracked. Where are you going? Are you just going to try and sneak in? Are you going to charge in? Are you going to try and sneak in?
Going over there? I can't sneak, by the way. I'm well too heavy to sneak. So you know.
I think if we let Burr and Pop head in.
Yeah.
And if we hear any action, we'll come in behind. Is that fair?
Sounds good.
Yeah, do a lot of spiders call if you
Are these guys just ambling about on the bridge, or are they strolling?
they were literally, they're trying to hide up there, so they're hunkered down in the shadows.
So they've
watching.
heard a noise. They know what's. Yeah. Okay.
At least they were.
Mhm. Right.
Okay.
We've got to deal with them one way or another.
Yeah. Can
Yeah,
I? I'm just trying to
let's sneak
figure
in there
out.
then.
Can I move my? There we go.
Yeah. Use your pointer. You should be able to click and drag. That's it.
Okay. I don't know where I was.
Sorry.
Was that where I was?
So do some of you who are more stealthy want to try and sneak and see if you can get in close or behind them. You could try in theory and climb the walls, but that might make it more noticeable. Or if you can get the other side of him, you might get a sneak attack off. And if all goes tits up, then you can just attack.
Sounds good.
What are you going to do?
I think me and Scapes are going to stay back, definitely.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay, so
Because we're not as quiet.
what does that say, Sean? That should say Pock.
Let me know if I've moved that too far. I think I've got 5 spaces or something like that.
25 foot, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have to do a stealth roll or anything?
Yeah, so do me another stealth roll if you're going in.
Yep.
Nice.
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 Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to do this as quick as I can.
No rush, mate.
Nice. Cool.
Sweet.
Okay, so you're stealthing up there, hugging that wall, staying low. You're both small. You're a dwarf as well, pretty small.
Mhm.
How far do you want to go? So far, they've not noticed you.
I mean, if let's. I'm going to see if
Should've
I
gone a
can
bit
kind of
further then.
head underneath the bridge.
Damn.
Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Keep shifting up.
Keep on stepping up, nice and slow. And
Yeah. I mean, it's.
so far, they've not noticed you.
Okay, I'm going to head just to those stairs.
Okey doke.
Okay, still nothing. You're
Still
staying
nothing.
low. You're moving very slow. You're sticking to that wall.
And that. Yep. Sorry.
They rolled really, really badly on their perception. But
Okay.
what we're going to do is, what do you want to try and do? Attack them from there, or do you want to try and get under them?
I think I'm going to try and get underneath.
Right, so
I
what
think-
we're going to do a new roll then. We'll do another stealth. I'm going to do another perception. See whether they notice you this time.
16, nice.
Let's get the stats back.
Hey.
D20. This is stealth. Oh, okay.
Oh dear. So, Burr, being a sneaky rogue, runs straight up past him, and I'll cut. And just nothing at all. And he turns around. He's like, "You start going." You think, "Oh, that was easy." You fall over. You stand on the ground and you fall in the puddle, making a splash. Everybody, roll initiative, please.
Hey. I rolled another 3.
You get
Oof.
to add your initiative bonus to that.
Oh. Oh, okay. 5.
Oh, natural 20.
3. So.
So you should.
Mine's 8.
Work. Add 10. There we go. There you go. So you should see the turn order on your screens. If you click on your number, type in what you get, and then just make sure you press enter to save it. Okay.
Oh.
16. All done?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Millicent, I'm going to leave you. They don't know you're there, so technically you do get to go in the surprise round. However, you also don't know anything's going on. So I don't know if you were waiting for just shit to go down. You can just.
Yeah, I was waiting till I heard something. So if I haven't heard
so
anything, I won't go.
You've got 60-foot dark vision, so you would have seen. If you want to roll perception, you might have heard him fall over. which might change what you want to do. So roll a perception with that.
You got it.
16. You rolled in that one, yeah, fuck it. So you definitely can see, because you were watching and paying attention, you hear stumble, you hear and go, oh crap, and splash. And then you hear goblins go, oh, and
I also hear a muffled quack.
Yeah, exactly, as he lands on his duck and it's like, so yeah, definitely. So you can use that to go in your... All right, so we're going to run a surprise round first, in which... Sean's not going to get to go this round, but if you want to do something, you can.
Okay, I will take my movement. We head on in. Actually, no, I'm going to stay back. And can I see an enemy?
Yeah, from where you are, they're both of them. You know, you were told they were there. They've been startled. You knew they were, so you knew what to look for.
Oh, I think, yeah.
They've kind of stood up to kind of do stuff, but you don't know yet. So
crossbow bolt.
You sure?
This one, please.
Okey-doke.
Natural 20.
Hey.
Nice. That's a good way to start the combat. Brilliant.
Yay!
So you're going to kill it. You can roll to tell me how much you kill it if you want, but you're going to kill it.
So, it might be a good opportunity to explain to Sean what your crit rules are.
Yeah, absolutely. And for any new viewers, Alex, we actually have got a few people on. I've been looking. According to my phone at the moment, we've got 13 viewers, which is brilliant. Also,
thanks, Mum.
In the chat, thanks, Mum. It's my nan. A few different people. So that's cool. Yeah. So anyway, so nat 20. Rules as written in the book. A natural 20 means you roll your damage dice twice, and then add your modifiers on. I think that's a crap rule, on the simple grounds that you could roll 2 1s and end up doing less damage than somebody else could do just on a normal attack. So what I say is roll your damage as normal, just once, plus your modifier, but then we just assume that the second dice roll rolls the maximum. Okay. So if Lisa would roll normally a d8 plus 2 for her damage, she can do a d8 plus 2, of which she got 3 plus 2 is 5. Then she can add on a full 8 for that. So she does 13 points damage, which kills that goblin completely. It's a spectacular shot. He's surprised. He doesn't know what's going on. He's definitely not going to make his performance for review this year. So you take him out. How do you want to do it? Kind of straight through the neck, take him backwards, flies off the back of the bridge, splashes down into the water.
That sounds great to me.
Dead.
Oh.
If at some point when he comes rolling back down the river, I'm just going to give him a kick.
So we don't instantly move him. I'm going to Control Shift K to move into the GM layer so that he's out of the way.
Luke, I've managed to delete my icon.
Of course you have.
Hey.
Bonus action hide.
Right, hold on. I've got to try and find it again. Hold on. I think I'd use this person. I'm going to have to set it all back up for you. Where were you?
Yeah, sorry, pal.
I've you know, like I've now seen something that I could have done that would have been good.
Like, every time. Don't worry about it.
What's your escapes?
That's the thing. As you level up, you get so many more options that you just you start to forget the things you used to do.
Thank you.
Don't do it again.
Try not to.
Cool. Any bonus action or anything you want to do?
I will bonus action inspire Hawk.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
so how does that work? Explain it to him.
So, Sean, you now have 1d6 that you can use to roll and add to any attack or saving throw. No, attack or... Wait, what is it?
I think it's any d20 roll, I think.
Oh, yeah, I'm not right.
I think it's attack or ability or saving throw, I think. I had a question in the... Redbox on Twitch has asked a question. I'll get to you in a moment, pal.
Within the next 10 minutes, add your 1d6 to any d20 roll.
Yeah. So... what she said, basically. Okay.
To any d20 roll, yeah?
So it could be an ability check like stealth that you fucked up. It could be an attack or something. Okay. If you roll poorly and you think, actually, I'm going to
I can add it on
You
afterwards.
can roll
Okay.
a d6 on and add it on. Yeah. Okay. Right. So
Cracking.
this is a surprise round. So the lookout, the next one doesn't get to go.
That's right.
So Burr, it's your go. Before you do that, I just want to quickly just run over it. So Rebox on Twitch has asked in the chat, what's the crit roll? We missed it. So again, just to repeat, just to clarify, rules as written in the book is you roll your damage dice twice and then add your modifiers. What we're doing is roll your damage as normal, so 1 damage die plus modifier, and then we are assuming that the second dice roll rolls the highest it can. So if it's a d8, then you automatically get an 8 on the second dice roll, pal. All right. Burr.
Nice. Right, well, I'm going to have a crafty little shot at this fella on the bridge.
Okay. Yes.
With me short bow.
Yeah. You might need to. So technically, if you shoot range within 5 feet, you roll with disadvantage. But he is up high, so I'd say if you want to take a move back,
Yeah.
just so you can see him better. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to expand this so that you can see a bit more as well.
Yeah, Luke, I'm not on the turn order, by the way. Sorry.
Do you remember what you rolled?
2. Thanks, Dad.
So you're at the bottom anyway. Just put yourself in
Yeah.
as a 2. All right.
Cheers, mate.
No worries.
I can't,
The water isn't deep. You can stand in the water.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
Well,
I would suggest that to get a better shot, you probably want to have gone over there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not very deep. What you can
Okay.
see from there is, let me just extend that a little bit longer. Down here. So basically, there's these rocks aren't there, and what you can see is there's a massive pool which is empty, and on the you probably can't see, but you can see water is pouring down, and you can hear it's really noisy from where you are, like water crashing from a waterfall, and that's where all the water's coming from down there.
So that's what the big rush came from.
Yeah, and then the stairs go continue to go up here, but you can't see from where you are just yet.
Okay. Right. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'll take a pot shot at this fella then. So have a Luke.
Do it.
16 plus
Right.
5.
That'll hit.
Okay, 1d6 plus 3.
Yep, and you've got. I would say because you're in a surprise round and he doesn't actually even know you're there at all, but I will say that you get your sneak attack damage on that as well.
Hey.
Which is another d6.
What was that? Sorry, you broke up.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, because you succeeded in your stealth roll to get underneath him. He doesn't even know you're there. So if you wanna, you can have the sneak attack on it as well.
Oh yeah, and the other d6. Yeah.
So it's 3 plus your modifier plus a d6. So 5 plus your damage modifier.
3.
So 8 in total. There's another one dead. Boom.
Yeah.
Can you guys see the health bars on top of them? Or is that
No.
you can't.
Not
Just
on
for
here,
my
no.
benefit, the viewers will be able to see that. Yeah, they'll be able to see. So you did 8 in total. Dead.
Nice.
Not quite as spectacular as Millicent's shot, but you get him right in the back. Comes out, bursts through his chest on the other side, and he just slumps down. Okay. Send him to the background.
Right. Well, that's those 2 guys dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Well, I think we need to get old Scapes up here. I think we should maybe check up these stairs that have just appeared out of nowhere.
Should we regroup somewhat?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
If we regroup and then.
Yeah.
Is there a point at which we'd be able to figure out if that staircase met with where we went up in the chimney?
Maybe.
Well, yeah,
we-
it could possibly, couldn't it?
But I'll try and creep up to Burr and try and say that as if say like, do we know if that's going to the same place?
Can I do anything to find out about the layout of these caves?
Such as?
I don't know. I thought I had something where I can kind of find out maybe the history or the layout or something along those lines.
Do you?
Is that a thing? Am I doing
I think you've just got proficiency in those sorts of nature checks. I don't think it's
okay,
like
right.
Yeah. So if you've never been here before, you're not going to know your way around a cave.
Okay.
No, I mean, you might be able
actually. Tell you what, while I'm standing there, can I just move up a square and peek around this corner?
Of course you can. Yeah, absolutely. So let me basically then you go in there. There's loads of crumbled rocks. You can see that. And let me just skip my button to reveal that.
Because that'll make a difference as to whether I ask, which way we go.
I can't move my token either.
So what you see, there's loads of crumbled rocks, and there is a climb up. It's about 6 feet up to a landing up there. And then from where you can see, you can just see what looks like firelight coming from a hole again. So it's like 5-6 feet up, then 5-6 feet up, and there's a hole there. You can just see what looks like firelight, torchlight coming from up there somewhere.
All right, I'm gonna. James can't move his token, by the way, Luke. I'm gonna edit that, but I'm going to assume we've all kind of come together a bit.
Research James, controlled by determined by character settings. So you should be able to.
So that's so refreshing.
Or represents. No, it's actually it might be. It's because you deleted it.
Yeah, basically. Sorry.
Edit. James in players tags.
I think we've got two options basically.
Try that.
Well, we know we've got two options. That's a stupid thing to say, but I feel like we know which way if we follow the stream, I feel like we know what we're going to come across eventually.
Yeah.
Because we've been up the chimney, or at least Burr has.
Yeah, true. We know that there's a bugbear and a wolf up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we want to check out where the light source is coming from.
Can I ask Lise for I don't know how high was it? 6 foot?
Yeah, about that. You can scramble up. You can scramble up at it.
Can I scramble up and have a peek? Have a kind of a cheeky look over.
Yeah.
Can I hold the duck up?
So you're gonna scramble up. James, can you move your token?
I'm trying. One moment.
Are you sure you're on the right thing? You need to click on the.
Yeah, I'm on the selector. Let me try now. No, still not letting me.
Oh, jeez.
Should be able to. It represents you. Name, show nameplate, save changes. Let's try again. James, edit.
Sorry about this.
I'm sure we're all going to do it at some point, James. Don't worry.
I'm surprised it's not me.
It's when Luke deletes the map that we're going to laugh.
Oh, no, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Everyone remember where they were.
I can't see why it wouldn't be working. It's all the settings are right. It might just be because you deleted it and it's having a paddy. I'll have to just move you around.
Okay, mate. No worries.
Can't do it. When we go on the break, try and log off and log back in, see if that fixes it. But we'll do it later.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. So Sean, you scramble up. It's not high. I mean, you're quite short. You're not very tall. You're only like 3 foot or something. But somebody can just give you a bunk up, or you can scramble up it. Okay. It's only you don't weigh a lot. So yep, you can scramble up there to the first ledge.
Can I come into the cave?
Pardon?
Can I come into the cave?
I have moved you.
Oh.
Oh, we're not. He's still at the mouth of the cave, is for us. Is that?
Over.
Right, so maybe it's a connection. Let me try. No, so I can reconnect to chat and update settings. That's going to delete my little face. Oh, no. So you're not seeing that move?
He's right at the mouth of the cave at the minute.
So on my screen, he's right next to you, Millicent. So.
Oh no.
What about the goblins? Have they been?
They're gone.
They're gone. Did that move you?
Yep.
Interesting.
I don't know if it matters, but the goblins that we killed in the trees at the bottom are still there.
Yeah.
It's potentially like. Oh, there we go. I can see him now.
I've got
two.
two.
There's two of them.
But I've got one that I can move.
Can you move the other one?
He's gone.
Oh,
he's gone again.
Disappeared.
That wasn't me this time.
No, that was me.
Are you sure he's not using magic?
Can you move that one?
I want his powers.
That one.
You can't move that one. So,
No.
right.
Just we'll pretend that one's not there.
Nobody look at it.
Right.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you move it still?
Can I
Cool. Done. Right. So yep, you're on that first little landing. It's a bit wobbly, but you're okay.
Can I get any further so that I can kind of see with my dark?
Yeah. So you can scramble up to the next level and climb out. There's a little tiny opening, so you can scramble up to the next one if you like.
Okie doke.
I'm definitely going to stick as close by as I can.
Right.
Do I need to move? Sorry, Luke.
No. So I'm just asking. Are you going to crawl up to the next hole?
Yes. Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Right. Just reveal this for you.
Ooh. Eesh. Okay.
Yeah. So if you climb up, roll me a stealth just to make sure that you don't upset anyone while you're peeking up there.
Can I add Lisa's thing? Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, roll it. Roll it.
See, I'll roll first. A stealth. Sorry.
Oh, I can see some goblins.
Hey.
Nice. Natural 20. Yeah, you're a ghost. That's what you see. There's a fire. You can see in between where they're sat there, in the middle. They're around. There's a fire burning and they're cooking. You can smell meats and things. And you can see light emanating from other places in the room as well. So there's clearly some torches hung up on walls and things like
Okay.
You speak Goblin, I believe, don't you? They're not saying anything interesting. They're speaking Goblin. You didn't know they're goblins. They're arguing over who's going to have the best bit and stuff like that. And I wish we could. I would let us.
Let us.
They're all talking about this mangy scraps of bloody squirrel. And there's a perfectly good man up there. We could be eating him instead. Or Jesus. Not Jesus, because Jesus doesn't exist. But,
Oh, the god.
No, his mate's called Jesus.
Yeah. And
Jesus.
yeah, and they're saying something like Klarg. They're like, it's just Klarg. There's a real chieftain would just stand up for himself and would take over and just eat a bloody human. Why did they let that goddamn dwarf go and eat like tasty as well?
Right. I mean, how can everyone get to this point in the next kind of movement, or is everyone quite far away?
I'm definitely sticking behind you.
You're behind me, aren't you?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I don't want to kind of start anything and no one can get to it.
I mean, I've only moved a little bit away from escapes because I know that there's a light source up here, isn't there? He'll probably be able to see a flickering fire.
Yeah.
Silhouettes at least.
I'm assuming, Burr, that you would have moved back down here.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
ambling back down.
So the moment you see this, again, you're in that situation of if you call back, then they might hear you. So if you want to scramble back down, you rolled a natural 20, so I'll allow you just to scramble back down without being noticed.
Okay. Can I just give them a kind of,
hand
for
gesture?
West Side.
It means bet 20 quid on the horse, and
Stand straight to the buggies.
I think I'll do that, and I don't know how narrow is that bit that I'm on.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you wouldn't be able to get two next to each other, but you could easily all get through it. It's by climbing up there, yeah.
Can I see if I can sneak up to this little pathway above to the right?
Use your. So you're using a touchpad. You can, or with a mouse. I don't know how it works with touchpad. With a mouse, if you click and hold, you can do one of these things. I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah.
So if you
can
use
do
that,
it
you
with,
can tell me where you want to go.
To here. Did that work?
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
it. You can move up. You've got that natural 20 still. I'll allow you to move up there if you want to. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just kind of letting everyone else get up if they can.
Yeah, I'm going to try and filter in behind him.
Oh yeah, he's gone off. So
you start climbing up, and you get to there. And as I said to Pock, when he started climbing up, it's wobbly. There's loads of loose stones and everything. Roll, and then
be careful.
all of a sudden, it crumbles and crashes. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, me.
Well, how much do you weigh?
Rude.
I'm assuming it's more than £100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know what? I don't even have it on here, but anyway.
I imagine so.
Yeah, he's little. I get it. Right, that makes sense. Sorry, dexterity saving throw.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's not a bad mod.
Can I touch Lisa? I can't reach her, can I? Oh, you're fine.
Nice.
You have a natural 20.
You managed to kind of Legolas style it and surf down on a big rock, okay? Avoiding taking the full 2d6 damage. However, on a successful save, you take half. So you will still take 5 points of damage. As you fall down and scuffle your hands and everything, trying to cling onto the walls to stop yourself from going straight over. That ledge has now disappeared. It's more of a ramp now. You can still climb up there, but it will require some kind of athletics throw to climb up it now instead of getting up it. So you're back down the bottom.
And I assume that made some noise as well.
It would have made some noise. I'm going to roll to see whether or not.
Oh shit!
How much noise it made. And they're all chattering and arguing with each other, so I'm going to give them disadvantage. Okay. Nobody seems to have made too much of a movement yet. There's also very noisy still echoing through the cave is the crashing of that waterfall. But who knows? What are you going to do?
I'm definitely going to try and follow him up. I feel bad that I've let him go ahead, so I'm going to try and. I'll tell you what. Actually, I'll spin round, and I will say to the other two, "Is there any way you can get up on the bridge?"
You can climb that wall up there. You could.
Oh, that probably. Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah, you can climb the walls over there.
So I'm going to say, why don't you guys try and get up on the bridge, and I'll stay here and see if there's another way through.
All right, what's that? An athletics check?
To get up the wall on the bridge, yeah. Athletics check, Luke, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, it's all wet, especially now that you've had that flood come down and splash everything. So it is wet and mossy, but it's about 20 feet high, so you can climb it.
Is it going to take a few athletics checks to climb it, or just
climb,
the one?
You move half of your movement speed when you're climbing. So but we'll come to that.
12.
Right.
Roll athletics.
Your name's changed to Sean again. I keep on changing that to Pock.
Oh, is it?
Are you changing it?
No.
Just bloody roll 20, Peter Cram. We'll have to go to Fantasy Grounds or something. Right. Okay. Pock, roll me a perception. to see whether you hear anything.
Okay.
Nice. So whilst you are distracted momentarily, you probably peek your head down here to be like, shit, what's going on? You do actually, your ears do pick up and you hear in the goblin. It's not your native tongue, so you weren't really quite paying attention to it at first. And you do hear them arguing about somebody going and checking that out.
Okay.
And then he's walking backwards at first, and they're arguing about who's going to go and check it, basically. And they're all throwing stuff at each other.
I've got minor illusion as a cantrip. Can I whisper to the guys without alerting anyone to inform them that let's get a move on because one of them is on their way?
No, it's the short answer. You can make, if you read the spell description, you can make a small illusionary object that doesn't move. No bigger than a 5-foot cube, I believe. I think you can possibly instead, but not both, make a single like noise, like a shh. I think is that spell. You can make a shriek or something. Read the spell description. It's on your cards that I sent you.
Yeah.
But no, you couldn't put any words or a sentence together.
Right. Okay. Cool. No worries. I'm just gonna just back one more time up here, if that's possible. And just sort of maybe crouch down against the wall.
Yeah, this does go further. Let me just give you some more view so you can see.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm just gonna sneak up to that corner if possible.
Roll stealth.
Yeah. Can I use Lisa's thing still?
If you really want to, that is up to you.
It should be within 10 minutes still.
I would say it's probably within that 10 minutes, but it's up to you whether you want to use it or not. You can only use it the once.
I'll hold fire.
It'll probably run out soon. I'd say.
That's why I want to use it.
Okay, use it. Go for it. Do it.
Yeah.
It's like you're pushing that 10 minutes now. You spent some time talking and stuff about which way to go.
Roll.
Go up here or not.
1d6.
An extra d6. So 13.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Lise.
So you do hear, again, like you're listening out, and you hear one of them begrudgingly accepting to come, and he's stepping out and he's looking over his shoulder and he's like, this, that, and the other, in Goblin, like,
Okay.
yeah, he looks down the hole. Interesting. Let's see whether he's got line of sight if he stands here. I'd say difficult. No. He doesn't see anything.
Just about.
Nice.
Yeah, and then he kind of comes here, and then Rabbit is back and it's like, right, that's it. I want an extra head for that. And he plonks himself down. You got away with it, boys. Now you were going to climb up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you roll previously?
No.
I did, but
roll again, because.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where's athletics? Yeah.
Either athletics
10.
or athletics. Just climb up. 10. Okay, and.
Please. There you go. 16.
Cool. What's your movement speed, Scapes?
30
so you get so you're climbing up there. You're going to get up there basically. It's fine. We're not in combat round, so you climb it. That's fine. But you can't quite get your grip on that at all, I'm afraid, mate. You're just slipping down and slipping down.
Can I drag him up?
Yeah, absolutely. You can have a little in-game conversation. Do it.
Yeah,
His
grab
hand.
my hand. Take my hand.
Come with me if you want to live.
Oh, do you
Cheers,
know what? I
mate.
was going to do that one. Good thing. Great minds. Yeah, come and
Awesome.
grab an hand, mate. Yeah, do I need to
Wonderful.
do any checks or
No, it's fine. Go on, you can get up
it's only
there.
it's all good?
It would have
So
been
we're up on
different
the
if
bridge now,
if
yeah.
people had found you, the goblins, but they hadn't.
Sweet.
So.
Ah, wonderful. Look at that.
Oh, well, we can kind of just.
Should we just have
Is it worth?
Well, no, because it's tight
Would-
quarters, you see. It might just be better off just leaving them. I don't know. But we could fight them. I don't know.
Do you think they would come if we made noise elsewhere, wherever you see this other thing? Do you think that would alert them, and then we've got a room plus them to deal with?
Well,
Should we
that
try
is
and
the risk? Yeah.
get rid? Then we haven't got to worry too much about more people, more goblins coming, while we're trying to fight some big thing.
Yeah. And that is the risk we take if we leave. So.
Millicent, where are you? What are you doing?
I'm just thinking about that.
If Millicent comes round to us, can we give her a hand up from there rather than trying to sneak past those goblins again?
You do that, so you'll climb up and you'll up.
Yeah.
Fine, cool.
Excellent.
Luke, is that
excellent.
4 or 5 goblins?
You tell me. What can you see?
Oh, I can
mean,
see
technically-
5, but
Technically,
only
right
see
now,
4,
you
really.
can't see anything.
I can't see anything.
Because you're not there anymore.
But we did
Fair
see
enough.
them.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
Oops.
Uh-oh. Sorry, guys.
You did definitely see 4.
Okay.
You did definitely see 4 originally. Yeah.
Okay. We've reconvened.
Yes.
Maybe, I mean, look. Why don't we scout out the whole situation then? If they've not noticed us.
Yeah, they're going to be far enough away if we go across this bridge, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
If we keep it quiet and stuff, it should be fine. Just for a
What are
bit
you
of
doing? You're
scout.
retreating. You're not going to go in and have it.
I was ready.
I mean, we made
I
short
nearly
work of
turned
those
into
other
a
two.
swan.
Have you told your colleagues what it was that you overheard them saying, though, Pock?
I heard they having a
Hey,
barbecue.
guys, I just overheard them chatting. Problem is, I can't remember what they said.
I think
What
it
did
was
you just say that they said something about a person?
There was a human.
I'm sure I heard you think that. Yeah.
They were gonna eat it. The duck pops out the thing and says to you, but they said they had a human that they wanted to eat or something.
yes.
Really?
Well, maybe we should go and investigate that then.
And no one's worried that he's got a talking duck in his bag.
Well, the thing is,
Only I can hear him.
yeah, the duck comes out and it's like,
It's like Squeaky
and
in
he's all just
sleep,
like,
yeah?
oh, really, boy? What's that? Somebody's trapped down the well.
Okay.
Love that.
Amazing.
Black 38 says, I love a lack of communication in a party, lol.
I think we should go and potentially save a human that is in that room.
I think, let's sneak back round there and try and stealthily take one out with a shot from somewhere.
That sounds like your job there.
And then we'll crack on and
I could possibly lure one out by making a minor illusion. Like a monkey with a...
I guess that last guy did come out one at a time. If we can get them to come out one at a time, we can
keep doing that. It's a cantrip, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Do you know
Even
what?
if we make a bit of noise.
There's that little tunnel entrance there as well. You could have you could kind of stand around there in the shadows, pull someone down there or something. I don't know. You're stealthy.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, good.
Right. So should I try and lure one of them or all of them out?
Let's move back round here somewhere, and then we'll make some noise or something and see if one will come out, and we'll try and pick them off. We'll try and thin the herd a bit.
I'm going to switch to dagger just because I think it might be a bit more close quarters in this room.
Yeah,
That's 5
for sure. Okay.
Well, don't stand too close to me then, because I've only got this big bastard sword. So
Yeah, I've got my
Actually-
dagger as well.
Just
Yeah.
picking everyone
actually
for
took
killing
out 2
tendons,
people
it
in my
looks like.
party once with one of them. Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Okay.
Go on, Bert.
So you're going to try and
if we can find a rock somewhere, we'll try and chuck a rock round the entrance and see if it alerts any attention.
Okay.
Well, do we all think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
Oh, I can do it
Yeah.
slightly more theatrically, should you wish.
Well, Burr's good at throwing things as well.
Oh, let's do that. Yeah, if you can throw it.
Doing it.
I've had quite a success with throwing stuff. Yeah.
If you can throw things further than I can, definitely.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to try and throw a rock in.
I think throw a rock to make a noise.
Okay. You do that. Oh god, I don't know what kind of check that would be. Lisa, you're a fellow DM. What kind of check would you make on that?
Strength check.
Like just to throw it. I'm not worried about whether you can throw it. More about
Well, if it was an unarmed strike, it would be your strength modifier, wouldn't it? And that's like a shot accuracy thing.
Yeah, and your intention is to distract him. Okay.
Difficult.
You throw a stone. I'm not interested. You can throw a stone. That's fine. It's
much better decision.
I'll they probably will notice it.
Where's one of the D20?
How big a stone do you throw? There's not many big stones up there, to be fair. I mean, there's like a few pebbles and stuff on the walls, but it's relatively. I mean, it's well. You could probably dig one out of the ground that's been pushed down, but it's all rock floors, and it's a natural forming cave. So you find a kind of. I suppose you can find a stone and chuck it in. And are you trying to just throw it in as hard as you can, or are you trying to aim it somewhere specific?
Just to make noise, really. So chuck it back towards where the guy came out earlier, and
do you want to maybe like clang it off a wall or something?
Yeah, where he's investigating.
Okay. Roll initiative.
Roll initiative.
Everybody.
Oh, okay.
We're making this happen. So.
Oh, what's the plus figures you're doing?
On your character
initiative
sheet.
On them.
Yeah. At the top, there's a box that says initiative.
18 plus 3, 21.
On the turn order thing.
Pardon?
Oh, plus
on the
2.
turn order.
Oh, it's because you deleted yourself. I'll sort it out.
So it's 18 now.
We're such a cautious party. It's probably a good thing, but
it's what?
I said we're such a cautious party. I mean, it's probably.
I know,
thing, but when you roll a 1 and fall over all the time.
If I turn into a bear now, all of you are just going to against the
walls. Okay, you've thrown a stone. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. What I'm going to do, I think, before we resolve this.
Oh wow!
10 o'clock. We have done an hour and 20 minutes or so. I think we've been streaming an hour and a half. So let's take a short break and then we'll resolve this here. So let's go back here and we'll see what happens after break. So guys, yeah, grab yourself a cup of tea, have a drink, all that kind of stuff. People in the chat, don't go anywhere, please. We will be back in 5 minutes. Just so I need a wee. I need to sort an animal out that's currently on my sofa and trying to dig in it. and have some fun. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Talk to each other, have some fun. We'll be back very, very soon. Okay.
Yeah. See you soon.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the D&D show. Was this episode 3, part 2? Everyone have a good little break?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
much needed.
Oh, Sean's not actually back. We've all jumped back, and Sean's still there. There he
Let's go.
is. Fucking
Sorry, I'm here.
I've started
It's
having
not-
Sorry, I'm here.
started having
she's,
second thoughts
she's-
about inviting you, Sean.
What's everyone drinking tonight, by the way?
Ooh.
I was drinking Southern Comfort lemonade, but I finished that, and I'm being a good boy and not having another one.
No. Oh, right. Okay.
I had a Desperado and Almonson whiskey.
Nice.
Nice.
I have my special ordered cherry Old J rum.
Lovely.
Ooh.
Mm.
I'm drinking a good old cup of rose.
Cup of rose.
Yeah.
Nice.
Old school.
And I picked up
James,
some
For
weird
our
pills,
viewers' pleasure, do you think, James, that you could maybe angle your camera a little bit? Because I can barely see you.
Oh,
Sure.
look at that.
I'm using a
Beautiful.
right crap.
That's all right. That's a bit better.
How's that?
There we go. For a second ago, all I
All
saw
set.
was like this up. We like to see your pretty face.
Yeah. How's that?
Good, thank you. What's this? Somebody says, what's that? Psych Unsent says people are sounding a bit robotic. Mate, I'm sorry if we are. I don't know what I'm doing. Is the short version. Wouldn't even know where to begin to fix that. I apologise.
Virgin.
I apologise. We've got a team of musicians. All of them are musicians and professionals. Lisa's like a music
I think
teacher.
that's more of a bandwidth.
She's like a music teacher.
like she is. She is. Sean works on stage production and stuff, and Gavin's been in various bands and stuff, and James has been in various bands. Has got this cool, and yet me, I don't know my tip from my elbow, and I'm the one that's doing all the technical stuff. So
I was going to say I would try to give technical support from a distance, but you know the old Rona's causing problems here. But yeah, the old Rona.
Right, and let's have a look through the chat before we get back in. Let's see what people have been saying in here. How do I do that? There's been quite a lot of stuff going on. People were talking. We've got a solid 12 or 13 viewers, I think, which is cool.
Nice.
That's the most we've had so far, which is brilliant as well. Let's have a look. People talking about not paying attention. We went through all that stuff and on. People were talking about how they like to punish their players who don't pay attention to the NPC explain things. So new players make mistakes to be made. That's a psych unsent, but it looks like this is going to be a lot of aggro. Yeah. Flak 38. Yeah. New players always get an easier time from me. Level 1 characters in my games are almost guaranteed to survive. Maybe. We'll see. I hope so.
We'll see.
Let's have a look. What else?
To be fair, I am making notes, but so far the only note I have made is that the squirrel who told me about the caves was called Kevin.
Yeah. I don't think anybody said that, but cool.
No, I think I said it in my head and went, better write that down.
What else on here? They're just kind of chatting to themselves about stuff. Yeah, someone says about using dice. Also, guys, you see that the players are using the dice module in the chat box. I'm rolling privately, but they're saying about how you can type it instead of using it. So you can type /R and then like 1d20 plus 3, for instance. I think Lisa's been doing that. Some of you have been doing that.
That's
cool.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, then they talk about that for a while. I've had players cheat, lie about their rolls on the table, so everyone rolls. Yeah, I mean, I've given them the option of rolling privately with real dice for that extra genuine feel if they wanted to, but they deemed it easier to use the chat, which is cool.
I don't have dice.
That's it, but it's
Probably.
cool. People enjoying it. People, I'm impressed. I'm glad. Lovely. And that's it. And then the last thing was Dasbray 303 says being very generous to Lisa. Sticky out smiley face. And I think that was in
That's Kate.
that was in response to me saying about you being like a teacher. So cool. I hope I'm very grateful that you guys are still sticking around. I'm recognizing names here from like every week so far. So it's brilliant that you guys are coming back. So please, if you enjoy what you're seeing so far, do let us know on social medias, on the Twitters and on the Facebooks, and on all these videos will go up on YouTube. There's the first two already on there, and this will be on YouTube probably tomorrow at some point, maybe the next day. So please do comment on there, give us some reviews, give us some feedbacks, and it'd be nice. And we are discussing releasing the audio as podcasts. I think that will reach a bigger audience. I think more people listen to podcasts because then watch these videos. That's my own personal opinion. So we're going to try and do that, but watch this space. But back to the game, I suppose. So if anybody is just tuning in, my name's Luke. I'm the GM. This is the D&D show. We are running through the Lost Mine of Phandelver with a bunch of mostly new players. We have Lisa playing Millicent, the half-elf bard. We have James playing Justice Scapes, the human paladin. We have Gavin, who's our noob, playing a dwarf rogue. And we have Sean, our newest member, just joined today, completely new, playing a gnome druid. So far, what you've missed, I don't know, there's nowhere, there's little talking as if someone's just tuned in. I know you haven't, but just a brief catch up. So basically, you're looking for your friend Gundren who's gone missing. He's hired you to do a job. He's gone missing. You've tracked him down to hopefully this cave, you think, and it's filled with goblins, and you're basically about to get into a fight. So let's go over to the D20, Roll20 screen. James, I have added you to the thingy majiggy. Have you put your result in?
Yeah, I have. I put 10 in.
10. Let me just shift you up one to there then. So you're in order. So when we finished off, you'd basically explored around a little bit. You've come through this passage here. You know that there's some goblins in that room down there. And so far they haven't found you. And you decided that you're going to try and take them out. And you've thrown a stone in there to get their attention. So attention is got. Burr, you just threw the stone. So I'm assuming you're just going to wait to see what happens.
Yeah, just see what comes around the corner, really.
So we are in initiative order now. So do you want to take like maybe the ready action? If you, so basically with the ready action, you say, if this happens, I'm going to do this. So you could say,
if something comes around the corner, I'm going to rush it and cave its head in.
So if you see something, you're going to charge. So you ready your one action. So you forgo your move action. So you could get your bow ready to shoot something you see. You wouldn't be able to rush in and make a melee attack.
No.
But you could.
Okay, so ready my bow then, I suppose.
Bow. Yeah, you've got. Okay, cool. That's you done. All right. Okay. There's. Right. Oh dear. Sorry, guys. We've got a new dog this week. She's struggling to settle in. My cats aren't liking it. And I think there's some grounding and she's cowering about the kitchen. I think one of my cats has just come in through the cat flap. I'm just going to take 2 seconds just to sort it. This is very unprofessional, but my wife's gone to bed. She was kind of keeping an eye on the dog. She's gone to bed. So give me a second. Sorry.
Well, famously, cats and dogs get on really well, so I don't know why they've ever any problems.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah.
Responsible animal owners.
Yeah, I literally got a cat, so we didn't have to get a dog.
Always the best way.
Defensive tactic.
I'm not a dog fan.
I don't mind dogs, but they're needy. You have to walk them.
Yes. Very needy.
Cats, you can just put a flap in the back door and they do their own thing.
Yeah, I like cats.
Just doesn't. Yeah, my cat's shit scared of everything as well. So
So that's good. Stay away from them.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife's very much the. It was like I was like, I want to get a cat. We'll get a cat, and then we went to see the cat, and my missus was like, "Oh, I don't know, not really feeling it." And I was like, "I really fell in love with the cat. I want the cat." Blah blah blah. Took the cat home. Cat sits with her all the time. Doesn't even bother me. Typical cat. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll make their own decisions, man.
Exactly.
I inherited a dog from my sister. That's a very long story, but the dog he's adorable. He's a massive pain in the ass.
That's its own podcast.
Yeah, true.
Me and my dog.
He's lovely, but he's needy. Yeah, that's a great description of Harry.
Yeah, I've had dogs in the past, my parents and stuff, but never my own.
I used to have 2 parrots and 2 budgies.
Nice.
Tell him about Darwin, Sean.
Oh no, we don't speak about Darwin. I used to have a little African fat-tailed gecko. But I moved and I couldn't really look after him, and I wasn't really home a lot for work, and sort of constantly traveling and things. So I had to get rid of him, but no one's ever quite forgiven me for doing it.
He didn't track you down, did he?
Yeah, he's
Stand up on the doorstep. Hey.
It's a good job Luke's not listening to this, because he'll put it in the game as an enemy later down the line.
Oh, really?
Darwin the fat-tailed
I wonder if I can turn into him.
You probably can.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a gecko yet, so I'm not.
I don't know if you can see it, but that's my cat. Is yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's yes.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. Really professional. What's the chat having to say about that?
Just talking about cats. And
We're all talking about animals.
Cool. Choi Tempest says, "My first time watching. It's brill. Thank you very much, guy. That's awesome." Then I can't pronounce this. Lecky Macon says, "Animal handling check." Flashback says, "Critter problem." Shame says, "No adventures about." Gaming Up 01 says, "Such a great natural dynamic with these players." That's brilliant. That's a really kind word.
Oh, wicked.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've got a new dog. She's asleep. Well, not asleep, but she's got a little bed just here. And yeah, one of my cats has just come in, so I've got I don't know. I'll try to sort it out, but I just thought I'll shut her out. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, we'll see. Hopefully they won't.
Really good.
There's a baby gate up between the kitchen and here, so I put one in the kitchen with some food, and the dog's down here, and I just gave her some treats, because as soon as I intervened, she went straight to her little bed. I was like, "Oh, lovely little dog." Cool. Where were we?
Kill something.
Waiting for something to come around the corner.
Waiting for something to happen. Yeah. Okay. So, you can hear some talking. Pock, you can hear them again arguing about what was that? What was that noise? Oh, I told you there was something down there. What good are you? You told me there was nothing down there. And he's like, "Well, I went last time. I'm not going to go this time. You bloody go." Rah, 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 rah. Okay.
I informed the group.
There you go.
Hello.
Goblin pokes his head round the corner. He's like, "Oh, fuck me!" And then I choose Burr. You're going to shoot your arrow out.
Yeah.
Go for it. Roll to hit. I will give you advantage on the roll because he.
It's a surprise attack.
No, because he.
No?
Yes, go on. Go for it because I'm kind. So roll your 2 d20s. Take the higher.
Oh, thank God.
Oh.
Well done,
That's
Frank.
better.
Nice. 14. Let me just bring up their stats on the other computer here. So 14 plus whatever you've got will hit.
Mm-hmm.
Roll for damage.
That's 1d6.
Yep. Plus your sneak attack. So
Plus
2d6.
1 plus 4, 5.
5 plus your modifier of
3.
3. Boom! You were waiting, and as soon as you come through, you let go straight through the neck. He dies. He's done. You've done it.
Hey.
He is dead. Let's get him off of the map. So again, I don't accidentally.
Just gonna plug this hole with goblins.
Yeah, it's going to be a pile of goblins.
Yeah. Yeah, so dead bodies count as what is it like thingy terrain, difficult terrain.
Difficult
That's the
terrain.
word. That's the word. Cool. That's you done. Just remove him. So Pock, your name's changed again. I keep on changing your
I
name to
know.
Pock.
I'll just change the character. It's easier, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah. You are now Sean the gnome.
That's actually got quite a good ring to it. Sean the
Well, I
Gnome,
mean, if you hear what his missus says about him, then
right.
what are you doing?
Right,
into a bear.
I'm just gonna.
Turn into a bear. Just charge in there. Turn into a bear. Do it.
Yeah.
Shut up,
Okay. Wait, can I do one more thing first?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I get within 15? Oh, I suppose I don't know. Do I?
You don't know what's around that corner. There's lots of shouting because one of them's just been shot, and they're like, "Oh fuck me! Get your swords!"
Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. I'll turn into a bear.
Okay, so
a brown bear.
Combat actions and things that you can do. So you can do a movement. You can do one action. An action you can use to attack, to cast a spell, to take a healing potion. Then there's other actions like what Bird did, where he readied an action, things like that. Then some character classes will have certain things they can do as a bonus instead, and then some things you can do as a reaction. So for you, because you've chosen the Circle of the Moon, you can actually turn into a bear. We can wild shape as a bonus action instead of a full action. So you can move.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, you might want to turn. I think you've got more. You've only got 25 feet of movement, haven't you, as a gnome?
Yeah.
But I think when you're going to bear form, you might have 40.
As a
so
bear, I have 40, and I can climb 30.
Right. So I think you can basically, turn into a bear and move 40 feet, basically, if you want to do that.
Okay, I will do that. I will turn into a bear, and I will just run into the room as far as I can.
Do it.
For now.
Terrible down.
Rah! I'm working on the voice.
So you turn into bear. Brilliant. Move yourself down to where you want to go, and then I'll reveal areas.
I will, for now, get to here as far as I can see.
Right, I think you're on top of that dead goblin. Let me just...
Can I just, as I step on his head, can it just sort of pop?
Yeah, sorry, I've got a growling dog who's all scared by a cat. This is going to be an interesting session. Sorry, a second.
Ninja.
You say ninja?
I'm pretty sure you did.
Did you say ninja, Luke?
No, so she is a Romanian rescue dog. She was delivered to us yesterday, and she spent 2 days on a bus basically coming over from Romania. So she's only like 5 months old, and her name is Lolita, which apparently means a lady that is promiscuous with a gentleman. And that was her name that was given to her in this place, and we just kind of was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? So, Lolita. Okay, that's what you can see if you're there.
Okay, so how far have I moved so far? 30? From where I was to here.
It's about 10 feet.
15. Okay. I'm just gonna plonk myself here. And I've got a multi-attack. So it says the bear can make 2 attacks with bite and 1 with its claws.
Yes, it can. Do you get any extra effect? Like if you successfully bite, does it grapple with an opponent or anything like that?
Oh god. So it's the bite is a melee weapon attack, +5 to hit, reach is 5 foot, 1 target, and hit 1d8 +4 piercing damage.
Okay, so nothing about grappling. That's cool. So yeah, so just like any other attack, roll your d20, add on whatever it says.
Okay, bear with us.
Your name's been changed back to Sean again.
1d20.
Sorry. So someone's like, I think there's some jokes about the fact that we're all
Ooh.
from like East London. Some West Ham jokes. I'll read them later. And then someone's like, "Yes, level 1 charge." Gondor calls for aid, and then someone says, "Leroy Jenkins." All right. So what do you roll to hit?
I rolled an 8.
That's a miss. So that's the bite. You charge in. You snap your teeth, and it doesn't do. You miss. You can make your second attack.
Yes, I will then follow up with like a claw up under the chin around its throat.
Do it.
Which is a roll d20 plus. Is this to hit?
This is to hit. Roll 20 to hit.
5. Oh, I've got an extra letter in there. Ugh.
That's better. That will hit with the claw. Roll for your damage.
Okay, so the damage is 2d6 plus 4.
Oh, this bear luck is good. It should have been a druid.
Yeah. I've always wanted to play one.
Druid.
I think I'm doing this right. Is that right?
Rolling 2d6 plus 4, 2, 4 plus 4, 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
You charge in, you take a bite, rough like that, and you miss, and as you rear up and you come down and you just crush him, and literally he just disappears into the ground.
Excellent, lovely. Crack him.
Brilliant. That's your go. Dealt with. Next up is a goblin, who I shall find in a second. Might even have been that goblin, I don't know. Move you down there and then back over here. So it was, the next one was him who you just killed.
Hey.
He's no longer there.
Nice.
Millicent, you're up.
Okay, can I get past allies? I can't remember.
Yeah, you can move for a friendly space.
4, 5, 6. Get myself here. And I can attack diagonally, can't I?
Yes, you can, yeah.
So I'll get this dude in the corner.
Cool.
I'm going to stab him.
Do it.
1, 2, plus. Ooh, 11.
Yeah, unfortunately that's a miss.
Yeah.
So you charge it. As you can see that you've jumped over a little fire, you've jumped over a couple of these beds, and you swing your sword or what is it, dagger down, and you miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
Any bonus action?
No, not just at the moment.
Right. It's a big fucking bear. What's he gonna do? Probably come forward and just attack you, I reckon. He's got a sword, and he's just managed to pick up a shield as he charges at you. He will roll. Where are those stats gone? So he is probably going to miss you. 12 to hit.
Miss. Me or him? Oh, wait.
Millicent, yeah.
Oh, it's me, isn't it?
No, Millicent.
Oh, okay, cool.
That is a miss.
It's a miss. Okay. Right. Then what happens is as such. You see up on here, you see these steps are going up around here. It goes up here basically, and this is all like about a 10-foot drop down here. Standing on the top of there, let me just I'm going to kind of put him there because I can't actually get him to where I want him to be. And let's just reveal a bit more space for you. Is a goblin. He looks a little bit bigger than the others, but still a goblin. And he's got a very tired-looking, middle-aged, beaten-up man, and he's holding him. He's kind of like in front of him, pushing him just over the edge, and he's got a sword out, and he shouts to you in common. It's like, "Stop, or the man, I'll kill him." And he's like, "Or this hostage dies. Lay down your weapons."
Can I don't have access to anything else, do I? Just so I know it's not my go, but just to check, I don't have access to all my spells and stuff while I'm the bear, do I?
So you can't cast. You can't. No. If basically You can only do what your bear can do. So most of your
Okay.
spells will require verbal components. It requires you saying something. So if your bear can't speak, then you can't cast that spell.
Okay.
What you
Cool.
can do, because you're Circle of the Moon, is you can use one of your spell slots to heal yourself whilst in wild shape form.
Right. Okie doke. Cool.
But no. So that's what he does. He's told you all to stop, and he's holding like as a hostage in front of him, and he's threatening to push him over there to kill him. And he looks really crappy. You don't know him, Pock, whatever your name is.
Pork.
Pork.
All right. Pork's fine.
But Burr, you guys are still further back in the. You probably can't see, but
Yeah.
Millicent, you instantly recognise this person as the one, the only, the infamous Sildar Hallwinter, the guide, the knight who was escorting Gundren. Scapes, it's your turn. You would have heard this, but you can't see anything because you're all the way out there.
Well, I think I would have run into the room, probably got to about here, and then be like,
Yeah, you wouldn't have got that. Where have you gone?
I was.
Oh, sorry.
I was there.
Yeah, there. Sorry, I was. Yeah, it's fine. Carry on.
I was just thinking I probably would have got to about here and then got shot. But really, I'd want to go in front of one of those guys. Do I do that?
Right. Yeah, I'm just doing some GM stuff. So go on. You should be able to. I've just moved that dead goblin onto the map player. So you can charge into the room. Yeah, but you can do that absolutely. But again, you see the same thing. You see Sildar.
Yeah.
Basically, and you've heard Yibik, stop, lay down your weapons as you ran into the room. So, I mean, do you get that far into the room? That's the question.
Well, no, I think I'd have stopped in the doorway.
Okay.
If I'm honest.
That's fine. If that's what you do.
Yeah.
Do you want, you've got sword and shield out, so you, I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah.
You can say something, you can make a quick bargain, you can do something if you want.
Can I try an intimidation check?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Unhand that man, you vile piece of flesh. All right, anyway, so. Let me just find out what one intimidation is. Oh, +4.
Nice. Nice. Okay. 18 total. Let's see how wise these fellas are. Surprisingly not very wise as they are goblins. Okay. They are all looking shook up. I mean, let's be honest here, there's a huge fucking bear that's just crushed one of them. And you look pretty tasty as well yourself. But and the other ones, I'll do waver a little bit. They're confused. They're looking at this goblin and then they're looking back at you guys and this fucking bear and they're like, but he stands his ground and he's like, you know, you may be able to kill us, but you kill us and your friend dies too. Obviously, he means something to you.
He's worm food. No, I don't say that. Yeah, should you put us? Come take a look at this.
Oh yeah,
Tell us what to do. Maybe you can chuck something at him.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So Burr, you move up forwards as well. You see again the same thing. This is Sildar. You might know Sildar a little bit better than the others. Maybe you've met him once or twice because he's a friend of Gundren's. But again, you and Gundren are distant relatives. You barely know each other. But yeah, like this guy, like what do you do? He tells you.
I mean, he's speaking now. He's speaking common.
He's speaking commons because so you can understand him. He says, we can all get out of this still alive. I'll make you a deal. Things have taken a bit of turn around this place. Things aren't quite like how they used to be. Klarg, he's the chief. Kill him. I'll let your friend go. You can have him. Goblin's honor. And you leave. And we let you leave.
Goblin's honor. Very nice. Well,
we want something as some sort of what's it called? Jeez, got my
A
words.
bribe.
Clarity. We want some, not clarity. What the fucking word?
Guarantee.
Guarantee. Yeah, we want a guarantee. We want
How
you
do
to
we
pony
know?
up something.
Right now, it seems I hold all of the dragon anti-cards,
Of course.
as they say.
All right. Well,
I can't speak, can I?
No, not as a bear. You were like,
Fuck.
not Chewy.
It's your choice. Sure, you can kill us all. I'm sure that bear can easily do that. But your friend will die too. As for that dwarf, you'll never know what happened to him. Or kill Klarg. Insert me as the rightful heir of this tribe, so I can bring it back to its former glory for the Cragmore tribe. And you can have your friend, and I'll even tell you where they took that dwarf.
Oh, well,
All
all
right.
depends on how much you like.
Grr.
Let's go do it. Let's go kill a boss.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to.
Glory.
It's the only way I can see us getting out of this with Zildar alive.
Yeah, let's
Do
do
we
it.
need him alive?
We'd like him alive.
But is it a necessity? Because we can't just say he died in a mining accident.
Doesn't sound very paladin-like.
In the top corner of the screen,
yeah.
it pops up with Sildar will remember this.
Yeah. No, all right. No, I was just thinking aloud, brainstorming. Yeah, let's go kill a boss.
Okay.
Like a boss.
Yeah.
Just cross the bridge. Go past the pools. He's up there. Bring me his head.
Grr.
So
You hear a muffled quack come from beneath the fur of the.
well, we've got a bear with us, so let's go.
Let's
Fuck
do
yeah.
it.
Fuck.
Do we? Oh, I can't say anything, can I?
Nope.
Shit.
No. Yeah, bear.
I'll just nod and
Yeah, you can't
Follow.
talk, but I mean, like, you can gesture and
Do a little
growl
dance.
aggressively. And
can I
Sorry,
play shit?
yeah, dance.
Okay. I suppose we fuck off then.
Yeah, let's fuck off.
Yeah.
okay,
All right then.
cool.
Oh.
Right.
I'm going to move myself over to the bridge.
Drag you guys out. And then I'll hide this area back up. Cool. Let's just remove. Yeah, clear that. Close that. Get that out of my way. Boom. Okay. So you go back up there. It's only been, I mean, surprisingly, no one's come looking for these other two goblins yet, because that would have required me to think about too many things at once. So,
I'm guessing that bugbear that we saw up the chimney is going to be whatever the fella's name was. Klarg, was it?
Klarg, yes.
Yeah.
So, can I jump down into the stream? I can't suggest anything to anyone, so I'm hoping I'm hoping my actions kind of give a little hint to everybody. I'm just going to come down and jump and start heading up this path.
Roll me an acrobatics check. And you'll do that using the stats of the bear. So if it doesn't have an acrobatic skill on there, you just roll dexterity.
+0, so just a d20.
Yeah.
Hey, that'll do.
Alright.
Nice. Yeah. So you managed to kind of scramble down and jump, and you managed to do it. It makes a bit of a splash, but you're all right.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll just say, I think the bear wants us to go this way.
I growl angrily.
Well, the thing is, bears can stand up on their hind legs. You're still just as smart, so you keep your mental statistics. So you've still got your intelligence and your wisdom, but you get the bear's strength, dexterity, con, and everything. So you could still stand up and be like pointing, like you that way and stuff.
Well, in that case, I raise up my hind legs and make this action.
Split the party. It's always a good idea.
The bear gives you a thumbs up.
Oh, or his little paw. Cool.
I'm presuming it goes to the same room. I don't know.
How are you going to approach this room up here around this corner then?
I suppose my stealth isn't much. I'm gonna just get to the bottom of the stairs and
wait.
And yeah, I'll wait there and see what I can see further up the stairs.
Cool. Okay. Rest of you, what are you doing?
I'm going to take the bridge, and whoever decides to come with me.
Well, if someone's got to stay with escapes who's got decent dark vision, I suppose.
Right,
yeah, sorry.
What way are you thinking of going, Bert? Do you want to go with the stealth? Oh no, because the bear can no longer stealth.
I got a +3 to stealth.
Well, I can always go down with the bear and sneak round, signal back to the bear.
Millicent's got the best stealth at the moment. Well, I mean, you have, but she's second, so maybe you should go with Millicent and I should go with Ben.
Yeah.
That way you two can be a bit more sneaky if you need to.
Okie doke. No worries.
Right, so I shall follow Bear. Do you need me to make a check to get down?
If you're going to jump down there, yeah, you'll need to make a check. You can climb down the wall and make a check.
Okay, what's that, athletics?
Yeah, or acrobatics. Whatever you prefer.
Okay, I'll do athletics.
Okay.
Does stealth come under dexterity? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I make it?
What did he get? 13? Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. So should I just put myself nice and snug near the bear?
Come have a cuddle.
You have a teddy bear. Look. It's just a teddy.
My hair is too big for this hat now.
Okay.
You need a quarantine haircut.
Sorry, guys, I'm just putting up some stats.
My barber posted up a video of how to trim your hair.
Oh, really?
The other day on Instagram, and yeah, it was. If you've got clippers, it's really quite handy.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have actually somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, well, afterwards, if I get your Instagram, I'll send you the link. If you've got someone you trust.
I trust no one.
My missus done one. She's done a good job.
I reckon Emily could handle that.
We've had a discussion about it already.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want me to cut it. She likes it longer, and I can't stand it.
It's the sides when they start getting fluffy.
Yeah.
The top I can deal with, but it's the sides.
It's like, look at it.
Yeah.
A nest.
I'll definitely send you the link.
Yeah, cheers. That's all. I'm so tempted to just. I think I've got a funny shaped head though. I'm gonna have to wear a beanie next week.
Right, so is somebody sneaking up, or are you walking around? What are you doing, guys?
We're going to sneak around this, I guess. I'm guessing this all meets up somehow.
Yeah, I'm going to hold fire because my sneak is horrendous. I'm just gonna
We'll call
sit
us.
here.
We'll call me and Burr sneak team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
we'll come in and just fuck shit up.
Fuck shit.
Hopefully.
If I can get to here and just look first, and then I can tell Burr what's ahead, and
Yeah.
he can maybe sneak in.
So you're stealthing it up there.
Hopefully.
I have got a good perception apparently,
Yeah, that's.
or advantage on wisdom checks because of a smell thing. Can I try and smell down the corridor a bit?
What can you smell? You can roll a perception if you want to sniff, so you can sniff.
I'll have a sniff. Why not?
So you just said you get advantage if you're smelling, right?
I get advantage on perception checks +3. I mean, I don't know if we need it, but
Bears,
I'll do
man.
it.
Roll it twice, yeah.
Have a good little smell. Is that right?
So roll the same thing again
Yes,
and
you
get
still
the
roll
higher.
perception. If it says advantage, you roll twice. But 18 is still pretty good.
Oh, I see. Okay, with +3, and is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, if that's what it says on your
Okay.
sheet. Oh wait, it's
Yes.
yeah. It'll be the perception of the. You can use the perception of the bear.
Yeah. It's the bear's got the perception plus point things.
Sounds good enough. 18 is your high roll. So you can smell water, you can smell fire, you can smell goblins, absolutely. You can possibly just a hint of some kind of animal, but you're not sure. It's not an animal.
That's probably me.
that you're familiar with.
We did see it when Burr poked his head up. We saw a wolf or something.
Yeah, we
didn't
saw a wolf.
Ah, is
large
this the
wolf.
same place?
Yeah, it's going to
Okay.
be when we dragged up the chimney.
It's gonna. Right. Okay.
Okay. Brilliant. Millicent, you've moved up. Have you done it so stealthily?
I didn't roll yet, so I can roll
Go for it.
it now. Just a quick question.
Mhm.
On my sheet, my stealth is +3, but that was pre-jack of all trades. So does that mean I get another +1?
Do you have perception? Proficiency.
I am not proficient in stealth.
Yeah, so everything goes up +1. If you
do.
hadn't already adjusted for that on your sheet, then yeah.
I don't think it did.
If you don't have stealth is just your dex. So what's your dex modifier?
+2.
Yeah, so if your stealth's +3, then it's already got jack of trades on it.
Great, cool. Thank you. Well, that's the third natural 20 I've rolled this game.
Nice. Yeah, you can stealth up there. You're hiding behind there. What you see is 2 goblins who are piling rocks up. So from where you are, let me show you. Let's just go bump. Bump. Like that. Okay. They haven't noticed you. What they're doing is they're getting rocks up, and you can see basically this pool. So at the back of this room, which I haven't cleared off yet, there's water coming down through the roof, basically in a waterfall, and it's pooling up in here. And then what you see is that they've made a dam out of these rocks, basically, and there's like some sticks and like big, massive sticks and stuff in there, wedged in. And then what they're doing is they're piling up new ones. And if you roll me a very quick insight, I shall tell you whether or not you can work out, if you haven't already worked out, what they're doing with them. Nice and easy. It's up to you if you hazard guess as to what you think they're doing.
I think that's what flushed me out of the cave in the first place.
Yeah, so basically the water's pooling in here, and then it's flowing out of there into this second pool. And you can, basically all of the sticks and stuff you can imagine is like a dam, so they can knock it down. And there's 2 pools, so basically, yeah, they've knocked one out, and that's caused this massive flood. And they're getting all of the stones ready so that they can presumably reset the original one to top up again, as they were told.
It's pretty sophisticated for some goblins.
Well, they're smart. I mean, they're humanoids. But you are stealthed. You have the opportunity, if you want to make an attack, we can go into initiative with a surprise round.
I'm just gonna move, if possible, very slightly to here.
Is that up a waterfall?
And it's really noisy. Yeah, so there's some comments in the chat about stealth checks and stuff. It's like there's a waterfall in the cave, and absolutely, you're not. It's so noisy in there, and they're not paying any attention to you, and it's so noisy. So,
can I see if does it look as if, as a bear, I would be able to climb up into this water? Do we know how deep the water is?
are you going to move there? Are you? You've done it, so I'm guessing that you are.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Shit, yes. But I'm just behind that little rock crevice still.
Yeah.
Poke it, I'm not even looking. I'm just moving.
So I would say from there, they're building up these stones on the side there. I would say they've got line of sight on you now, buddy, as you've moved there. So they see you. They go in Goblin. They're like,
oh fuck! Sorry.
Fucking bear!
Shit.
Everybody roll initiative.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's cool.
I was hoping to sneak up behind them so we could flank them.
But you know what? It's all right as long as we've got their attention.
Yeah, we've
still.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Turn.
D20.
1, 2, 3, 4, 2 rows. There we go. Yeah. So feel free to again put your numbers into the thingy.
Sorry, Lise.
Huh?
Sorry, Lise.
Don't apologise.
I thought this was kind of your whole plan to begin with.
I was kind of.
You would go in and distract him, and then they'd sneak around the back. I thought that's what you were trying to do.
I mean, that's exactly what I was trying to do.
It was the plan.
You all in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see mine? I think I've done it.
Done 11. So basically, there is going to be a surprise round for everybody, everybody except the Goblins and Sean, because they know you're there. Let me just do some crap here.
How tall is a brown bear?
They count as large creatures, so they're big.
Large beast.
You
didn't
tell me.
even realise
it. They're like, aren't they like 8 or 10 feet if they stand on it?
Yeah,
they're big.
I meant to sneak up, but I just sort of stumbled out of this little.
I think he just in character he just sort of forgot himself and was
That's
like,
all right. That's okay.
A bear that
he's very. Huck is very keen to get involved.
Millicent, you get to you've heard them shout something and point down there, all panicked, and then they're pulling their swords out from their sheaths.
Puck, the bear waves,
sorry,
and then gives them the finger.
Crossbow bolt.
Flag 38 says, "Not another Leroy Jenkins." Licker Macon says, "God damn it, Leroy."
Hey, oh shit! So that didn't hit.
That did not hit. That's a bad roll. Sorry. Which
It is a bad roll. I was trying to get this one, but the rest of my turn, I'm just going to step back around the corners, try and get out of the way, and hug the wall so that Burr can come through if he needs to.
Okay. Scapes. Roll me perception to see whether you've heard anything, because again, it's very noisy. There's this little waterfall in there, and you don't really know what's going on. I think it's probably fair to say no one else really knows what's going on, actually. Let's say that. Sorry.
Oh, right.
We're going to go back
I don't know what's going on.
No, so the only person who was actually really stealthed in there would know. And then Millicent, as a free action, I assume you could probably call back to Burr and let him know something's happening so he can get up there.
Yeah, my plan before Sean was made was to come back and get Burr and then go.
So I'll let Burr take an action on the grounds of that. If you've called back and been like, Burr, shit, in theory you can run up, but you only move 25 feet. 20, so you can only just get to the mouth of the room by the looks about there.
So there.
So you can do that and then shoot one of them if you wanted to, or you could.
Yep.
Or they don't also to bear in mind they don't know that you were there yet. So you could, for example, hide behind the wall, and wait for the next round to sneak up on someone and get them in the back.
So what am I doing with my go then? I just
I don't know. Your perception was really low as well as 7. I don't know that you would know that anything's happened, so you'd still be waiting for a sign to
Right,
do something.
okay.
I think.
cool. Okay. I mean the big black. Okay, yeah. Cool.
So, Bird, do you want to go in and try and shoot one, or are you going to hide
Yeah, I'm
behind
going to take a shot.
Yeah, cool.
I'm
So you
gonna
can
take
do
a
that. Yeah.
Can
So
Am I line of sight from there?
I mean, yeah.
Because then I could have a pop at him.
Yeah, do it.
Yep. Sweet.
Roll me a stealth, and if you roll above its perception, then I'll give you advantage on the grounds that you're a sneaky rogue. Cool. Sorry. So what I meant that I lied. I misspoke. So I didn't mean advantage on the roll. I meant like if you succeed the stealth, then you can get your sneak attack damage, but on it. Okay. So 16 is good enough. That's way above its perception.
Yeah.
So roll to hit just like normal. If you hit, you can add your sneak attack on.
Fuck.
A shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a miss.
Shit.
Yeah.
That is shit. Nothing I can do with that, is there?
The
only thing I
what's
can
the
do
rules?
is-
Hold on. I'm just trying to think here. If you attack from a hidden place, you do, which means that Millicent probably should have had advantage as well.
Do you know, I don't know.
Let's have a look.
Attacking a target which can't see or hear you gives you an advantage on your attack roll.
It does. Yeah, there you go. So they didn't know you were there. So I'll tell you what, Millicent, let's retcon it.
Oh,
Unseen attackers section. What the fuck is that? I can't be able to look that. Yeah, so let's retcon it, and you can have another go with advantage, and then we'll come back to you, Burr.
Yep. No worries.
Natural fucking 20.
Oh.
All right. So let's assume that actually you killed this first goblin because you're going to do max damage, and then Burr, take another roll with as well, so that you've also got that advantage.
I'll probably roll another 4.
This is the luckiest game I've ever played.
What's that? 4?
11.
11 plus.
That's my short version. Plus 5.
That's a hit.
6. Yep.
So roll your damage. 3 plus another d6.
Plus another d6. Yeah. Plus
Nice.
6.
It's dead.
He's well and truly dead, isn't he? Yeah.
Sweet. There we go. So
Nice.
it kind of works. There we go. Distraction techniques.
Yay.
There we go. Brilliant. Cool. They're both dead. Nicely done. There we go. So that's what I thought you were going for. I thought Bear was going to ramble in, distract him. You guys were going to sneak in the back. That's what I thought you were going to do.
Perfect.
Absolutely what we meant to do.
Totally what you intended to do.
Failing upwards, as they say.
Was the plan all along.
Cool. Well done, guys. Okay, so that's another 2 gobbos. Just these poor goblins. They're just living their life, minding their own business. You just invade their home. How would you like it if someone walks into your house and let's not talk like that happens in real life. That's horrible. Right, let's move them off of the main layer. Cool. Right, moving on. So let's assume that you're going to explore the next one because we're running out of time. I'd like to be able to finish this encounter before the end of the session.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're going to look at the next door. Is anybody going to sneak up to it?
Okay.
Yep. Go for it.
So there's some steps going up into another room. I nearly said final, nearly gave the game away. If you want to stealth around the corner, then I would need a stealth roll.
Yeah. I'm still gesturing to Burr to follow me up, though. Like,
okay.
Maybe we can take a side of the staircase each.
Okay. You can roll stealth with advantage based on the fact that it's really fucking noisy.
Do you want a stealth roll from both of us?
If you're, well, I'm assuming you're going to approach stealthily.
Yeah.
So 16 was my higher.
Hey! Oh, nice.
Bloody hell, nice.
Don't get better than that.
Yeah, there's a nice description in this book actually, which because I've been doing all this from memory rather than reading the descriptions in the book, but just it would have come in handy actually for Sean earlier on, Pock, when you were asking about what you smell and stuff. So I think it was a separate room earlier on, but there was a bit on here where it says the air is hazy with the smoke of a cooking fire and pungent from the smell of poorly cured hides and unwashed goblins.
Nice.
Right.
Um,
Can I move?
How?
what was the question?
Can
Sorry.
I
go on.
move?
Yeah, you
Can I
can.
move?
You can certainly move. So it's whether or not you want to approach up here stealthily or not. So based on the noise from the waterfall, it's really noisy. You can barely hear it. You can't really even hear each other talk. It's so loud in here. You'd be shouting at each other. So when you're trying to be stealthy, it's going to be difficult. But if you can just bumble on up there as yourself if you want, or if you want to go
Oh
stealthy,
yeah.
you can. Now, what I'd say for you, Scapes, is normally you'd roll stealth at disadvantage. So because you've got advantage on the roll, you would just roll normally. So just 1d20 for yourself, pal.
Okay. I think I've got a -1 in stealth. That's the only problem.
-1
Oh,
on stealth. That's all right. You could still
yeah.
roll high.
All right. Well then.
Or you could
let's
just
do
stay
that.
back and wait until someone beckons you.
All right. I'll wait. I
Yep.
think I'll just wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with 2 stealth rolls, then what did we get on Burr and Millicent? With the
16, 20.
and a
something.
natural 20. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you stealth up to that corner and have a peek in, you will see. Let's have a look from Millicent's point of view. Steps go up. Well, there's a 4 or 5 steps there, so not a massive amount, but you can see probably. So I'm just doing this slowly to get your field of vision. About that. Like that. So you see a goblin, kind of half on guard. He's not really paying attention. They're having a conversation, and there's that big old bugbear from earlier on. Burr, from where you are, again, you will see. That. And there's a goblin on the other side of the door. Again, they're having a conversation.
Luke, how long would it take me to get here?
Back to the start. I mean,
Mm.
Running off already.
Running away.
I know what he's thinking. He's thinking about that chimney.
I've got a 30-foot climb as a bear.
You only. I mean, they did mention. I think they did talk to you. Mention earlier on about a chimney.
Yeah.
You don't really know anything about it. You could get down there. Each square is 5 foot. So if you were to run down there, you can. If you're running, you can. Your bear speed's 80 feet, so you can move. 80.
I've got 40.
Yeah. So if you're double dashing, you can move 80 in a round.
Okay.
So you could get there quite quickly if you were to run all the way back. But you, in fairness, you don't actually really know where that chimney is.
No. Okay.
Also, bears. Your bear form's large. You wouldn't be able to climb it as a bear. You wouldn't fit in it.
Okay. Cool.
Just to save you the hassle.
I
should have made you do it. Be like, yeah, just go for it. And then you could get down and be like, sorry.
Doesn't fit. I'll be wait.
We'd be probably like Winnie the Pooh. Someone mentioned a comment earlier on in the chat about Winnie the Pooh. It's the episode or the original film when he gets stuck in Rabbit's house because he's eating all that you up in the
Winnie
chimney.
the Puck.
Okay. So yeah, they don't know that you're there yet. You can signal to each other, but if you're trying to be stealthy and talk quietly, you're not going to hear each other because it's so noisy in this cave, which is the only reason that these guys haven't moved yet. No one's really told them anything's going on, you'd imagine. And if you were to shout, oh, there's some goblins and stuff in there, they might hear you. They might not. But I mean, you could just take a couple of steps back and go, right, this is what I saw. What are you going to do, guys?
Okay.
And there's lots of it's lit up with like firelight and stuff like that from there. Okay.
Do I feel like I could get to Burr without getting their attention, just like across the way?
You rolled a 16. I mean, I'll take that as your stealth check if you want to try.
Yeah. I'd like to. Right, so I want to signal to the bear to just stay where he is. So I'm going to try and do like a stop signal.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go over to Burr and say and try and gesture and to whisper, although it's loud. Me and you, one each at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then go back.
Are we going to shoot them or are we going to?
I'm going to do ranged. I'll get my crossbow out and be like,
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, we're gonna have to get line of sight on this one, which you can from there,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was going to say. I'll go back CY1.
and then I'll
CY1.
take this one out. Yeah.
You doing it?
Yeah.
So you go for a surprise round.
Sounds like
Simultaneous
plan.
attack.
Yeah.
Cool.
Works
So
for me.
surprise round. Everybody rolls for initiative, and we do a surprise round.
Woo.
Hopefully that's got everyone included. Escapes.
Hey,
Nice.
As usual, fill your numbers in, guys. 1, 2, 3.
What was I? 9.
I don't really particularly want to go first. Or are you used to doing your thing first anyway? I
Yeah,
presume?
yeah.
We'll
they
get
can
ours
do a
in
surprise
first.
round.
Thank God for that.
Okay. So don't worry about me catching up.
well,
We've
I
got
am.
a surprise round, so you two will go first out of everyone. And well, technically all 4 of you would really. Again, it's a surprise. So if you guys know each other's numbers, feel free to roll an attack or something if that's what you're going to do. While I just fill in the rest of this.
Well, I'm miles away still.
Yeah. So Sean and Scapes. Oh, have you not come into the room at all?
I've just
No, I
stepped
haven't
up.
heard nothing yet.
Oh, is he still there?
Just wait
No,
with
I'm
your
just sitting there
It's
waiting.
good role playing. I
I
made the assumption that somebody would have probably told you to come into the room, so you can be in
Okay.
you can be in the room if you want, Scapes.
I just
Sure,
I
sure.
pop down here and just give him a little wave.
Yeah, that's fine. You can be like up with Sean waiting next to one of these stalagmites.
All right, I'll
Alright.
wipe my tears. Come along.
Okay. So Millicent and Burr
Where-
will
where
get to
am I?
go
Here, yeah.
first. So Millicent, roll for your attack. You definitely got line of sight there. Center.
13.
Yeah, easy peasy. Nothing blocking that.
Oh,
Go for it. So roll with advantage because it's stealth.
Oh,
You're unseen.
13 and 10.
13. He let's have a look. Will hit because he's doesn't have his shield up ready to defend himself. So that will be a hit.
Good. Awesome. That's 2. 9.
Points damage as always. Dead.
Hey.
You're
Okay.
getting good at irritating these goblins out with one hit, aren't you?
So I got to do 2
Shit.
rolls. Is that right?
Yeah. So roll with advantage.
One moment.
Jesus Christ. I'm just going to move him to the map here.
19.
19 and 17.
Nice.
There we go. And that is with my short bow, so 1d6. 1. But then I can use
17
my
will hit.
stealth attack, my
Yeah.
sneak attack as well.
Yeah, so you hit him with the 19, didn't you? So you roll for damage, and you've got your sneak attack, 2d6 plus a whatever your modifier is. Unless you roll 1s, you're probably going to kill him.
So what, sorry?
So you've got your sneak
2d6.
attack. So you roll.
Yeah, roll that.
2d6.
1 and a 4. Is that it?
Nothing's come up.
One moment. Let me try and reconnect.
Has anybody else got anything? I've got nothing on my screen.
No, nothing in mind.
No.
What did he say? It was a 1 and a 4 plus whatever his modifier is, which I think is it plus 6?
He's
Plus 3.
frozen.
Oh, he is frozen.
He's reconnecting, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
While we're doing that, could I just ask a question? Is
Yep.
a diagonal square still
5 foot.
5 foot of movement? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Well, while we're waiting for him to, let's have a look at the chat while we're waiting. Let's have a look. It's been a while. Let's see. God damn it, Leroy. And then there's Bear is acting like Winnie the Pooh. Does the Bear have dark vision? Good question. Is that a Jekyll and Hyde between Gnome, Piglet, and Bear, Winnie the Pooh?
Hello.
There he is.
Hey,
Virgin Media. Wankers.
you're currently paused, like with an arrow.
Yeah.
We're all
Right,
just looking at you, wondering what the fuck's going on.
Where's he
What's
frozen?
he doing? Why is he not doing it? Come
Excellent.
Right.
on.
There's something
So
there.
my roll didn't come up though, which was okay. So I need to do my damage roll, yeah? D6.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just need to adjust the map a little bit.
Go on.
See if that makes anything better. Some guys just said that you weren't on the stream. That's right. I've just moved the map over so they can see you. That'll be fine. Sorry about that. Who was that? Psych Unsent. That's fixed. And somebody else said about rolling monsters initiative individually. I like it. Yep, I do. I roll them all individually because it makes it more fun. Cool. And someone else, Stars Machine, says fuck Virgin Media or Strass Machine. Cool. Oh, Burr's gone again.
Other shit internet providers
There
are
it is.
available.
Jesus.
Okay.
It
What
did.
did you
I've
roll?
had to use my phone as a hotspot now. What have I rolled?
Yeah.
Do
you remember?
I did roll. It was a 4 and a 1.
That's fine. So 5 plus your modifier, yeah?
Yeah, 4 and a 1 plus 3.
3. So 5 plus 3 is 8 points of damage. You take out the second goblin. Like that. Just like that.
Boom.
Just like that. Just like that. Cool. I couldn't get the cross on the other one. I might be able to now. Let me see if I can. Map and background. So move him to object. And then put the cross on him. There we go. And then move him back to map. Cool. So 2 are down, 2 are dead. Well done. That's you still get your movement on your sneak attack if you want to do something else, or you can just signal to the others to charge and go in. What are you going to do?
I think we signal to Puck. What do you reckon, guys?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, great.
Okay, so yeah, escapes would be up next in the surprise round, so you can position yourself. I don't know if you're going to be able to get in the room or not to do much, but you can move yourself.
Let's have a look. So I could go 10, 20, 30. There.
Yep. So when you're on there,
have a look.
let's just
Have a look in the room.
have a look at what you can see. It's bloody turn order's getting in the way again. Let's put you down there. There's people don't need to see that necessarily just yet. Where are you there? Let me just give you some more of this room then.
See, to be fair, I can go further than that, though, can't I? That's only 15. Oh no, where was I?
No, I think that was
20.
You zigzagged a bit. Let's have a look. You reckon that was 20? I'll take your word for it.
Because I was
But you
there, but if I can go diagonal on something, because then it's like, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah. There you go. So how much movement is that?
That's 20.
Yeah. So you still got another 10 feet, but that's what you can see.
Okay, well, I'm going to move in that extra bit, if that's all right.
Yep. So you're there.
Might as well get in,
And
there,
then,
in there, yeah.
all right. You can ready an action to. Well, I mean, in theory, you can ready an action. If something was to approach you before your next turn, you can smack it.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Yep,
Yeah,
cool.
I'll prepare myself, get ready, get in stance.
Sean, let's
Right.
do it.
If I've calculated correctly, I can get right up next to the big bastard. I've got 40 feet of speed.
Yep.
Is that right? One,
Yep.
two.
Each
I'm
square is
gonna.
5 feet.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna fucking go for him and growl a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So can I move here? Is that right?
If that's 40 feet, that's a long move.
That's so. Well, sorry, where I was here.
So 5.
You can take that in
10,
35.
15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, in that case,
Right, but you did. Yeah, it's fine because it's a surprise. Yeah, so that's fine. There'll be no opportunity to take. Go for it.
It's a surprise.
okay. I'm
No.
gonna claw him first, I think.
Biting claw, do it.
So that is a so roll. Sorry, this is a roll 20 to see if I hit. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, add your modifier.
Plus plus 5.
Nice.
Did you hit? What did you roll?
16.
That's a hit. Roll for damage.
And then I'm gonna do sorry, I can't try to remember how to do it. 2d6 plus 4. 11. That's a bit shite.
Still good damage.
Max min on the dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 16 to hit. So 1 plus 6 plus 4 is 11 points of damage against Klarg, the old bugbear. So nice. He didn't like it. So that was the claw, yeah.
Yep. And now I can then chomp.
What?
Can I now bite him? Is that right?
Yep. You get your second attack to bite.
Cool. Does he have a dick?
Does he have
Hey, Dick.
a dick?
Yeah, I'm just gonna bite his dick.
Go to
2 hours
bite.
in, he's already got balls in
Let's
his
see what happens when you roll that d20.
Do I roll another d20? Sorry.
Yeah, roll another d20 to hit.
Right. Okay. Sorry. I'm thinking I'll just go straight into
Dick biting.
d20 plus 5.
Can you find his dick?
Oh no!
Natural 20.
That's a
Nice.
20.
So
don't
what's
do
the
that.
damage on your bite? That's brilliant.
He's got
It's
the
a
balls and everything.
it's a 1d8 plus 4 piercing damage on the hit.
So roll a d8 plus 4.
Roll d8 plus 4.
So 11
11.
plus 8 for the maximum die is 19 points of damage.
Oh,
Fucking hell. So you
Through his dick.
tell me exactly how you intended to kill this.
Okay.
is he dead?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
I
what?
mean, you've just done
Oh,
19. You've just done 30 points of damage to him in one attack.
first game.
Amazing.
Holy shit.
So what was my first attack? It was a
It was a
did I
claw, yeah.
It was
I
a
just
claw.
clawed him. So I
And then you bit his dick off.
he was slightly hunched over, so I've uppercutted, clawed him. He's got all these gashes running up his thing, and it's left him slightly exposed. I wait for him to look me in the eyes. I lick my big jaw of teeth, and then just in one bite, just gone, and he bleeds out.
Just
Who bleeds out right there?
proper deep throated his dick and bit it off.
It's just- and then as he falls down, I spin it back in his face.
Nice.
Yeah,
Lovely.
evidently.
Flank 38 says in quotation marks, does he have a dick? This guy would fit in perfectly in my group. Cool. That's your go done.
Nice.
Next up would be
Cool.
Klarg the bugbear, but he's dead. So
Well,
it's
sure.
but it's a surprise round anyway. So it's now top of the row. So Millicent, it's now your turn. While I just sort out in the background here what's going on with Klarg. I'm just going to move him very quickly to here, just so that I can bloody give him this little cross, and then I'll move him back over here. And what are you doing?
Moving in.
Go for it.
I take it.
As I come into the door, I just want to know, is that an enemy? Is that a wolf dog thing?
That's a wolf.
Couldn't really see from, because it's not an account that confused me. I'm going to stay in the doorway and try and shoot it. So I've still got my crossbow out.
From there, you'll be shooting through
Straight
skates.
forward.
So you've got
Well,
obscured
Through his ears.
There? From there?
From there. How much movement have you got? You good?
I was here. I've got
When you-
30 feet.
When you
One,
get to here,
two. Yeah.
go over there. There you go. You've got the fire between the two of you. So, but you've got a clearer shot than trying to shoot through a brick. Like Scapes is a
person. Yes.
yeah.
I took the move through allies a little bit too literally. Okay. For God's sake.
That's
6.
a miss.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Anything else? Bonus action?
No.
Okay.
Right. There.
So perhaps I haven't described the room or anything for you, just in case as well while we're here. Just so basically, we've got like, as you can tell by the picture, crates and sacks and everything over here. There's a bugbear that is now dead. This is a big old fire burning, and this wolf is huge compared to a normal wolf. Okay. Some might even say it's a dire wolf.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. As I've already used my short bow, so I'd have to sheath that.
You can, if you want to go in the room, drop your bow, and as a free action, and draw your sword as part of your action. But if you wanted to safely secure your bow, that is an action.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
We're going late tonight, going long. Let's get this finished.
Yeah, I'm going here, and I'm going to take a shot.
Yep.
So
do it.
20, 12. Plus 5. So that's me attack bonus, isn't it? 12 plus 5. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be
that's
hit.
17. Yeah. And D6.
No sneak attack on this one. 1 plus 3.
1 plus 3 is 4. Sucks. And then I'm going to use my cunning action and fuck off.
And take a dash action to move off somewhere.
There.
All the way back there? Okay.
Yeah. Getting out of the way.
Right. Ripper. Right. What would it go for? The easiest target or the biggest threat? What do you reckon, guys?
Well,
it's pretty surrounded, isn't it?
Did the bear just kill its master?
It did. I think it would probably be its first thing, but I don't know. Would it want to? It's a diet. I think it might. It might want to fight a bear. Let's go for it. I'm gonna have to bring its stats up.
Sorry, Sean.
All right. I turn around and spit the other testicle out, ready for action.
Well, at the moment, let's have a look. See what it does.
Direwolf.
I've got a note of it.
17.
Oh, I hope you're not looking at the stats of a fucking dire. That's
No,
cheating.
I'm not looking up that.
Cheating.
I was just seeing if they were in here.
Right, let's have a look.
I don't even have them on my sheet.
Nah, this is the book.
So it only makes 1 attack. Okay. Yeah, so it's going to run up and try and bite you in the back then, as you're chomping down its master's dick. Right. That's going to be a 19 to hit against your bear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I haven't moved.
That hits.
Oh, wrong button. That will hit, will it?
It does. I've got an armor class of 11. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's low armor class, but big damage dealer. Okay, so it's going to hit you. So it is going to do quite a bit of damage.
You have got loads of hit points, though.
You have. So straight off the back, it's going to do 7 points of damage. Can you please make a strength saving throw using the statistics of a bear?
So next to my hit points, I've got some brackets with some dice and pluses. Is that right? Is that what I roll? So that's 4d10 plus 12.
No, that's still your health. So on the it's basically strength. Just roll a d20, add your strength modifier. It also might say.
Oh,
on the
okay, cool.
It might say saving throws. I don't know if it does or doesn't. Let's have a look. No, it's just strength.
So is that the +4? Is that right?
Yeah, big old. Bit.
Yeah.
D20.
Roll d20. Fuck.
Natural 1. Nice.
Oh,
Jumps on your back and bites into your shoulder, and then it just rips and pulls you down to the ground, and you are laying on your back on the ground.
Cool.
Escapes
So
your
how many points have I lost, sorry?
you took for 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Okie doke.
Of piercing damage, if it makes a difference.
Piercing damage.
I don't think it does.
I love how you went from a 20 to a 1 in 2 rolls. That's great.
You guys your rolls are insane tonight. Lots of 20s, but lots of 1s as well.
All over the show.
All over the show. Cool. Escapes.
Okay, well, I'd like to move to behind Aslan there.
Yep.
And I'll try and hit him with my big fucking weapon. Right,
Yes.
Do it.
Hey, natural 20.
Yes.
Nice. Jesus, another
The
natural
dice are with us
20.
tonight.
Bloody hell.
I'd also like to add my divine smite to that just in case.
Oh.
Okay.
So, which is 2d8 radiant damage.
You can. Yeah, that's. Do you have to like cast it before the attack, or can you do it?
No, it says when you hit with a melee weapon.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So,
Let's deal with the natural 20 first. So,
okay.
it's a D8. Yeah, it's for your longsword. So D8 plus whatever you've got.
D8 plus 3. 4.
So this is why I say we'll take the maximum because you could have rolled 2
It's
ones.
a good
So you
idea.
do 4 plus the 8 for 12 points of damage straight off the back, okay? And then you're going to use your smite, so you can do that.
Oh, and that's, what did I say? It was 2d8.
Yeah.
2d8.
So
11.
And another 11. Still standing, but it did not like it. We good?
Yeah.
So yeah, so you charge up to it and you just whatever. What's your kind of prayer that you would shout out to your god to get that extra smite?
As I say, you didn't pay your taxes. He's April the 4th, bitch.
Awesome. And you smash down and it whimpers like a wounded dog, but it's still going. Okay. Sean, Pock, you're on your back. So when you're prone, you would have to use half of your movement speed to stand up. You don't need to walk anywhere else. All you need to do is stand up and attack.
Okie doke. I will stand up and attack. Yeah, it pissed me off. So I'm going to turn around and give it a little slap, if that's all right.
Do it.
20 plus 5.
That'll hit.
16.
Is it?
Yeah. Damage.
And then that is 2d6 plus 4. Oh, really crappy.
Yeah, it's still points.
Sorry,
Yeah.
so 8 points of damage, still standing, but you've clocked it with your. Was that the paw attack?
That was the claw, yeah.
Okay, so you, as you're standing up, you come up and you sweep up, uppercut it like I was gonna say Rambo, but that's the wrong Sylvester Stallone character. And yeah, teeth shatter and blood sprays out. And it's looking at you like it just wants you to put it out of its misery. You've killed the only friend and master it's ever known. It's looking at you confused. Why are you doing this to me? You can speak to animals and you sense this poor wounded animal just pleading with you. Please, just let me go.
Jesus Christ.
Is it going dark?
Go for the jugular.
Wow.
I go. So I keep forgetting what I'm meant to roll. So that's for the hit. Oh no!
Natural 1.
This is payback now.
That's a miss.
I missed.
Yeah, rules as
Yeah.
written is a natural 1 is just a miss. I know like some
Just a miss.
because basically like when you get to higher levels, you might have like a plus 10 modifier. So technically, you could probably still hit something if you rolled a 1, but no matter the circumstances, 1 is just a miss. Some GMs like to give flavour on that and say something bad happens to you, but again, that's not always fair because if you're like a master fighter and you're level 20 and you're attacking 4 or 5 times a round when you get to higher levels, you've got that higher percentage chance of rolling a 1, and then to say that something really detrimental happens to you when you spend your whole life training is shit. So it's just a miss.
I think I just feel bad
Yeah,
for it.
in my other
I'm a lover of
game,
animals.
I do have a critical hit and a critical fumble table that I use in my homebrew game that I used to run. So when you get a crit, you'd roll on a table, see what happens, and when you get a whatever that's called, a critical fail, you do the same, and something would happen. But I want to try and keep this game as raw as I possibly can with a few minor exceptions. So it's just a miss.
Okay. I look sad.
You look sad.
I look sad. I feel
Millicent.
bad for it.
Yep.
This is where we spend the next half an hour just rolling 1s and we miss it.
Yeah, it's
gonna-
like 2
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning.
Hope that doesn't happen.
It's
and I'm
literally you're gonna kill it. Like it's just whether or not it can take one of you out with it. So
Yeah.
see if you can
Well,
finish it off.
just for future reference, because I'm using the ranged weapon, if I get up next to it and try and point blank it, is that going to have a disadvantage to me?
To you, I do believe, without checking the rules, if you try to attack with melee within 5 feet, you roll with disadvantage because you're so
Alright,
close
I'll
to
stay where I
somebody
am.
trying to draw a bow that they can easily dodge it and whack it out of the way and stuff.
Okay. So that's what I'm rolling. That's what I get.
Lecky Macon is actually watching us from Denmark. Wicked. He's going to bed because he's an hour ahead and he's late. Sorry that you missed in the end, but it'll be on YouTube if you want to see how it ends. But thank you for joining us. 11 is a miss.
I'm annoyed, and then that's it. End of turn.
Brr.
Right, well, it's going to be a run up again, and I'll shoot diagonally at.
That's a hit. There we go.
That's a hit. And then my D6.
Your minimum damage you can possibly roll will kill it.
Really?
There you go.
1 + 3 is still 4. It's got 2 hit points left, and so pink, and it just gets it in the side like a hunter, just right in the sides of the neck, and it goes down. Poor Wolfie. Wicked. You've done
Nice.
it. You've done it. Time is getting on, and I really want to go to bed. But let's just finish this up very quickly then. So, Klarg is dead. You were told to bring his head. Bit gruesome for a group of.
I've got his bollocks.
What do you want to do? Do you want to have a quick look around or anything like that?
Just to see if Gundren's there.
There is
the
no one else in this room. I haven't quite uncovered the whole room, but there is nobody else in this room.
Can I investigate for the map, please?
You certainly can. Roll me investigation. And I shall tell you.
Investigation. 16 + 4.
Nice, 20, cool. Okay, so you search through all of the boxes. They're basically loads of supply boxes filled with random bits of adventuring gear. There's actually like some of these boxes are filled with like foods, grains and things. Some of them are filled with like bits of leather armor, shields, swords, things like that. Okay, they're all really bulky. All right. One thing you notice is a symbol, and a lot of them is all the same. There's it's too tired. My brain's gone to shit, and I'm forgetting the basic English words now. Logos, like shop logos, basically, of an image of a blue lion on a lot of this stuff.
Blue lion.
Okay.
I've lost my pen.
hidden among the supplies, you do find a little treasure chest. That's an unlocked treasure chest. Okay.
What's
Let's have a look.
inside it?
What is inside it? Okay, inside that you will find some coins amounting to 50 gold pieces. No, you
Ooh.
don't. Sorry, that's something else. Sorry, ignore that. Stolen coins. Treasure chest that contains loads of coins. 600 copper pieces. 110 silver pieces. I hope you're writing this down.
I've lost my pen. Someone else write it down. I've lost my pen.
I've got it.
Oh,
Okay.
Sean, you got it.
600 copper, 110 silver, 2 potions of healing, and a jade statuette of a frog with tiny golden orbs for eyes. The frog statuette is small enough to fit in a pocket or a pouch. There's a little jade frog. And like I said, all of the supplies are basically adventuring supplies. They're weapons, there's bows, there's arrows, there's crossbows. There's nothing really fancy and expensive, but there's like, you know, short swords and there's daggers and things like that all through it. A lot of stuff, it's really bulky and heavy. The image, the map does do it justice. There is that much there. But that being said, it's all in brand new condition, and potentially, if you could rescue it, would have a decent resale value. Potentially, if you can get it out of the cave. But no map, and no Gundren.
I don't know how good I am at carrying large objects when I'm not a bear.
Also, if we try and take these objects, the other goblin folk will kill us.
Yeah, they're going to jump about it, aren't they?
But that doesn't mean we can't kill them. I mean, we could even just chuck it all down this chute and just get it on the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, down the chimney.
Yeah.
It would take you a little while to do it. It would take you just to do that and lift it all and chuck it down there between you. Some of this stuff is heavy. Most of it would fit down there. Maybe some of the bigger boxes wouldn't, but I mean, in theory, you could empty the boxes, but then it would just make it more of a pain ass down the other end. And eventually, you would start piling up the chimney as well. But there's options.
Didn't the goblin say that he would even tell us where the dwarf is?
In about what are we thinking? We float them down the river.
That may be. You'd need some kind of barge or something. I mean, like swords and stuff don't tend to float.
No. Well, yeah, but with the big wash, I thought maybe we could wash them down.
Maybe. Just a side note. just a side note. So Psych Unsent says, "Give that bear some honey." You guys are Scrooge McDuck rich. That's Flak 38. But Psych Unsent says, so let me just explain how Wild Shape works when you're a druid. When you go into Wild Shape, all of your equipment and everything you've got and you carry morphs into your shape and just magically disappears. Or you can choose to have it just fall by your side and it just doesn't, like just magic. But generally speaking, it's easy if it just morphs into your shape, yeah? So Psych Unsent says, question, what happened to the duck while because that would morph into you. So somewhere in here there's a duck.
All I'm saying is that the bear's farts sound rather quacky.
So there's a duck in your ass.
What's Gavin? What we're doing, guys, because I really did is call it night. So
very quickly, what was the frog's eyes made of again?
Golden orbs. Tiny golden orbs.
Okay, I'm gonna change back to Puck.
Cool.
Can I start?
I'm probably done now anyway.
I'd like to take the head off of Klarg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not an easy job. It's probably easier to do it with Scape's longsword than your dagger. But
yeah.
But yeah, you can get it done absolutely. Or it's up to you whether you want to like hack it with this little dagger and make it even more gruesome.
No, I think I'll let.
I enjoy this sort of thing. It's fine.
Excellent.
I'll do it.
That bear is one kinky fella, a duck plug. Cool. I don't know if at this moment in time you really have a fix or some kind of plan of what you're going to do with all of this stuff. To be honest with you, I mean, you could
No.
potentially like take a couple of short swords and stuff, but you're not going to be able to carry all those boxes and crates and stuff.
Yeah,
No,
I might grab if there's a nicer looking dagger than my one I already have, I'll replace it. But apart from that,
I mean, you tell
You
me
know.
what your dagger looks like. I mean, this stuff is all new, but it's all very basic mercenary equipment.
I'll stick with my dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is trash loot.
Okay. So you're
Yeah,
going to take
just take the money and run.
the head back over to the other
Yeah.
Yeah.
thingy, yeah. So I'm just going to open this up. You do that. You don't necessarily need to really move yourselves over there if you don't want to. The room doesn't quite look like it did before. They've piled up there. You only just killed one of them at this point, so yeah, they'd put the dead body to the side and covered him up and stuff like that. And basically they're all waiting ready with like bows and anything ready, and they've built up a little bit of a barrack, and they've kind of positioned themselves so Sildar is kind of just like on his knees, squat in front of him, and they've got a sword to his neck and stuff. And when you come in, and you return. Mission successful, I assume.
Hello. We haven't met yet. You only know me as a bear. Hi, I'm Pock.
Shapeshifter, not lycanthrope. They're wolves, like a werewolf.
Yeah, we can.
Bear,
I can do that.
wolf.
Yeah, I'm very good.
He's a werebear. Yeah, remember that.
So we kind of have this guy that you wanted. Can we? What happens now? Can we switch him and get our friend back, or?
Do you like offer in their heads, kind of?
Yeah.
As Lisa holds out the head, I also hold out a testicle.
What is?
You said the head, right? As close as I could get. I just.
You did your part.
I'll just give him a wink.
Now, Yimik is king. Cragmore tribe. Leave us, and I will see to it that our tribe will cause you no more trouble. We shall return
Peace be with you.
to the Cragmore Mountains, or whatever they're called, up in the north. The crags.
Before you bugger off, though,
We
have
have
you
the
seen
human.
the map?
Oh yeah.
And also, where's Gundren?
Can we have the man,
dwarf,
please?
Klarg
And
had
rat.
them sent to the castle in the woods. They're calling it Cragmore Castle, but it is not part of the Cragmore tribe. Dark elf, and working for someone called the Black Spider. He's unifying different tribes under a single banner. The bugbears led us down here.
What?
We go home now. Not our fate. No more goblins
Yeah.
die.
Oh, well, they would say that to us, wouldn't they? After seeing us slaughter all these goblins.
This is it. He's taking a big chance. He's bargaining for his life. Roll an insight, absolutely. I mean, it's a really easy insight. Right now, he knows full well his only hope of living through this is that you will honour your end of the bargain. Yeah, with a 20, absolutely. He knows full well you could kill him easily, and if he's really taking a big, massive gamble that you will let him live if he gives you Sildar.
Yeah, let's let him live.
Well, we'll let you live. Can we have our friend now? Is that all right?
He so he kind of like because he's on his knees. He's not on the up on the raised level anymore. They're all down the low, and he's kind of like pushes him forward, and he stumbles, and he's kind of just falls down to the ground next to you and coughs out some blood and stuff. And
I'm going to turn into sorry.
That's it. Just like whispers up to you. He's like, "Thank you." That's about it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm going to turn
Yeah.
into a horse and kind of we can maybe set him on my back.
Yeah. You
Possible?
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. I don't know how high the ceilings and stuff are in here, but you've been wandering around as a bear, so why the fuck not? It seems so. I mean, yeah, you might want to carry him out, but that's a good idea for outside. Let's say some general. Most of the caves and passages have steeply sloping ceilings that create stalactites covered vaults rising 20 to 30 feet. Yeah, so there's plenty of. Yeah, you can do that if
I
you
feel like
really
the
want
only way that we'd be able to get out is over the bridge and round the corner. And I feel like
Take the long
to.
way.
Yeah, take the
the bridge might not hold a horse and a person.
That's good.
I'd say we
can wait.
carry him out first, and then maybe
Yeah,
once we're outside
Yeah.
of the
we'll
cave.
do that. Sounds good.
Okay,
That's a better plan.
cool.
Yeah, back to
Sorry,
the
that was
car.
probably not a very nice noise down the microphone. All right, let's just montage the ending real quick because we're basically done here. So they let you go. Are you going to uphold your end of the bargain? You're not going to slaughter them?
Nah.
No. Okay. They're obviously shitting themselves, like, and because there's all the smaller goblins are looking at him like, and they're even saying like, as you walk in, like, you know, praising him for how smart he is. Like, we thought we were gonna die, and it was like, they're all laughing at each other, and it's calling them all cowards and stuff. It's like, I had it all under control. As you walk away, you leave the cave. Presumably, you're going to go back to where you left your thingy originally. So you can do that next week.
We'd have a long
and
rest.
Continue on your journey to Phandelver. Sildar is heavily beaten and bruised up.
I'll dump a couple of cure wounds in him.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely for flavour. You can heal up his wounds, but he's still just exhausted. Like he's hungry, he's thirsty, he's lost a lot of blood, which you just can't magically heal. He's going to need just a couple of days of just rest to actually really fix him up. He's got levels of exhaustion in there. And then, yeah, and he will pick up next week, I suppose. So let's do our goodbyes and go to bed. This has been a late one. Thank you very much, everybody who has stayed with us throughout. Normally, I try to be looking to try and finish around 11ish, but I was like, let's just get this section done so that next week we can move on to the next section of the game. So I appreciate anyone who's tuned in. Someone from Denmark's brilliant. I was assuming that the majority of these people were probably people that we knew. So it's pretty amazing that we've got somebody from Denmark watching. That's pretty great. My wife's granddad lives in Denmark. I wonder if it's him. I doubt it. So brilliant. I have been. What's my name? I'm Luke. I'm being your GM. Thank you very much for tuning to DnD podcast. Not podcast, DnD show. You may be a podcasting. You can find us on Twitter at DnD show. No, at Show DnD. We are on Facebook at Show DnD. We are on YouTube, Show DnD. We are here on Twitch every Tuesday evening at 8:30 p.m. ish. That's UK time for those international viewers that we have. And watch YouTube. Watch this space. And watch all updates go on Twitter basically. Lisa.
Yes. You can follow me on Twitter at @the_energy and here.
Cool. James, they can't find you anywhere, but if they want to speak to you, you're on Twitter at Show DnD. But do you have any farewell messages?
Yes, goodbye and see you next week. That's it.
Fantastic.
Very simple.
Gavin.
Yeah, just find me on Twitter at always forget, don't I? Gavlar666 at Gavlar666, and on Instagram it is Gavlar Beers and Beards. Beards and Beers. Gavlar666 Beards and Beers. Yeah.
Such a millennial.
Yeah, I know.
Surely boy, thank you for joining us. Your first ever game, and it's so different online when it's not in person. Completely different experience. I hope it's done it justice and that you've had a good time.
It's been fun. Thanks for having us along.
Yeah, and
I've really enjoyed it.
Brilliant. Enough that you're going to
actually out of
Sorry,
yeah,
James?
absolutely.
Cool.
I was saying once we're out of lockdown, we should do one together.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are all close to each other. Unfortunately, to be fair, I'm only like 70 miles away. It's not that far. I can probably get down on a Saturday or something one time.
We'll find a shed halfway.
Yeah, crash at someone's gaff. For sure. got a spare room somewhere.
So where can they find you? Do you do any of this stuff or?
I don't really do Twitter, but I do have a Twitter. My Instagram is Sean F. Lee. I've just put it down there.
They won't see.
Yeah, mainly Instagram, but I think I've got one post on Twitter. So go ahead and
Did you
retweet
change your
that.
name? Let me just go back to that.
Oh, can you? I weren't too sure if you could see
Sean
that.
F. Lee. Yeah, there we go.
It is. That's the
There
one.
we go. Cool. Brilliant. Again, thanks everybody. We shall see you next week. Please do send us, if you like it, send us some love. Share us around. Tell your friends. Otherwise, good night and good week. Bye.
Good night.